Good evening from Saddleback Stadium on the campus of Saddleback College in Mission Viejo, California. Welcome to Southern California Football Association action. Opening round of National Division Southern League play tonight. The visiting San Diego Mesa Olympians and the host Saddleback Bobcats. We're going to pause right here for our national anthem. Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium. So the San Diego Mesa Olympians come into tonight's game 3-2. They won their first three games and have lost the last two. And no small matter is because starting quarterback Gunnar Gray was injured in that third week of the season and has been replaced the last couple of games by freshman Richard Colmenero III. Richard is a true freshman and has done a solid job, but they've just been hard-pressed to get the points that they had going with Gunnar Gray, who was a first-team All-League quarterback last year as a true freshman for San Diego Mesa. Mesa defeated West LA Ventura and East Los Angeles with Gunnar at quarterback. Colmenero III has done a nice job, but losses to Long Beach City and Palomar, heartbreaker overtime loss to Palomar last week. He's played well. They've just run into stiffer competition. Saddleback, on the other hand, is still searching for a quarterback, and tonight freshman Brendan Burwall gets the start. He's a freshman from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, Brandon Burwald. And he'll take over for D'Artagnan Masio, who had been replaced a few weeks back by Ryan Henderson. Masio got the job back, but tonight Brandon Burwald will be the quarterback for the Bobcats. I am Mark Spinn. Thank you for joining us here on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network. Saddleback won the toss and deferred, and they're about to kick off to Mesa, and we are underway here in Mission Viejo. Kick goes out of bounds, and that'll move the ball out to the 35-yard line for San Diego Mesa on the penalty against the Bobcats on the kick that went out of bounds. So good field position to start for San Diego Mesa. 3-2, as we mentioned. Saddleback opened the season with their 400th program victory in the history of the program, going back to 1968. Back on September 3rd against Glendale, Saddleback is still looking for victory number 401. The Bobcats have lost 4 consecutive games since that opening victory. San Diego Mesa, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Colmenero III at quarterback. Drops back. Going deep on the very first play, looking deep. He's got two great wide receivers out there with Timion Jackson and, forgive me, folks, Antoine Sullivan. That was intended for Sullivan, just out of his reach. It'll be 2nd and 10. We're getting situated here up here in the press box. Second and 10 for Mesa. Richard Colmenero III out of the shotgun. Some injuries and illnesses for the Bobcats, especially on defense. I'll tell you more about those as we go. Handoff inside. Off tackle, nice play on the counter. Josh Butler, a sophomore running back, averaging 3.7 yards a carry. Their leading rusher got about 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 from the Mesa 42-yard line. Saddleback trying to get off the field. Single setback. Movement on the line. No flags down. They get good pressure. Rolling left. Colmenero III stops. Now throws back across the field. Deep down the middle. He was targeting one of his wideouts who had gotten free in the secondary. That was Anthony Gilpin. But the pass out of his reach, and that brings up 4th down and 3. There's a Bobcat down on the field. We've got an injury there. It's going to be 4th and 3 for San Diego Mesa. We'll see what Coach Gary Watkins, in his second year as head coach at San Diego Mesa, decides to do. Colmenero scrambled, got loose, threw deep, but it was out of the reach of Gilpin, one of the many talented wideouts that San Diego Mesa has, and that's going to be the challenge for the Saddleback defense this evening. They are without their leading tackler, defensive back James McDonald, is out with a shoulder injury, and that is a big loss for the Bobcats. They also have a couple other defensive players out. Mason Young has been out for a few games, another defensive back. And also tonight, linebacker Nathan O'Rourke is out with illness. So the Bobcats have been hurt by injuries, and their secondary is a little thinner tonight. So this is going to be pass rush time for the Bobcats to try and keep Colmenero III in check. Because even though he's the backup to Gunnar Gray, he's a solid quarterback. In the 2 games he started, he's done a nice job where he was 35 for 74 for 325 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was 0-2 in those games, but he played well. They just ran into tougher competition with Long Beach City and Palomar. So they come into the game 3-2. Both teams' first game of the National Division Southern League SCFA conference play. Injured players been taken off the field. Donovan Warren back to punt for San Diego Mesa as we get back underway. Low line drive kick. Simeon Martin lets it go out of bounds, and the Bobcats will take over. We'll see where they spot it. Be 1st and 10, Saddleback at the, looks like the 22-yard line. And here comes Brandon Burwald, the freshman from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, 6'2", 205. Attended Riverside City College last year, did not play for the Tigers there, transferred here to Saddleback, so he is a freshman. And he gets his first start. He led the Bobcats to 19 fourth-quarter points last week at Ventura. And it was a 42-18 game when he entered, and certainly Ventura was playing some reserves, but he did a nice job getting points on the board in short order to make it a somewhat, an onside kick away from getting back into it. His first pass of the game is complete down the sideline. That's working without a spotter, folks. Just give me Kane Metz-Terrell, who's come on lately in the last 3 games. He's got 10 catches, and now his 11th right there. A gain of 22 out to the 45, first down. Burwald fumbles the snap, picks it up, scrambles ahead for a couple, 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Saddleback. So, yeah, Kane Metz-Terrell has been a great addition as a wideout for the Bobcats in the last 3 games. Those 10 catches for 118 yards. He had 5 catches against Ventura. In that Ventura game, Burwald went 13 for 19 and a touchdown, 81 yards in the fourth quarter. Handoff to Jamari Farrell. Burst straight up the middle, breaking tackles. Now he gets loose again, and he gets all the way down to the San Diego Mesa 32-yard line. Big pickup there. First down for the Bobcats at the Mesa 32-yard line. Jamari Farrell, the leading rusher for the Bobcats, came into the game with averaging 4.8 per carry. 286 yards on the season coming into the night. That was a beautiful move, eluding tacklers and breaking into the secondary. First down, Burwald. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. He pulls it. Jamari Farrell went one way and Burwald went the other, but Brandon made the most of it and scrambled around the end to the right for about 8 yards. So it's 2nd and 2. Positive. Second and 2 now for Saddleback at the 24-yard line. Brandon Burwald, the freshman, moving the offense quickly here in the first quarter. No score. We're just underway, about 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. San Diego Mesa went 3 and out. Handoff straight up the middle to Jamari Farrell is good for about 6 yards and a first down for Saddleback. Moves the ball down to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Saddleback at the 18. Saddleback moving quickly. Burwald again off to Jamari Farrell right up the middle. And he gets about 2. They'll mark him at the 16. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Saddleback. Saddleback is also without their big offensive tackle, Chris Amalfitano, who is out with a concussion this evening. And that's a loss against the San Diego Mesa defense, which has 15 sacks, 3 per game, led by Ezra Christensen, who has 9. The big defensive end has 9 sacks on his own. Handoff again to Farrell, and he gets about 8 yards down to the 11. They're going to spot him at the 10. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 for the Bobcats. Third and short for Saddleback, still moving quickly, no huddle, Brandon Burwald. So Ezra Christensen, the defensive end for the Olympians, 13 tackles for loss and 9 sacks. He is a force out there. Burwald keeps it rolling left into the end zone. Look for Kane Metz-Terrell, who wanted a flag. There is no flag. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Saddleback. They've only scored 11 touchdowns on the season in 5 games. It's 4th and short at the 10-yard line. We'll see what Kerry Crabb in his 2nd year as coach of Saddleback looks to do. The flag came in late. They got holding on the defensive back. So Saddleback will get the ball 1st and goal at the 2. I did not see the flag from up here in the beautiful press box here at Saddleback Stadium. Gorgeous 2-year-old facility on the campus here in Mission Viejo. Again, a bobbled snap by Burwald. He's going to be tackled for a loss there. A team of Olympians knocks him down at the 7. The flag comes in. It's probably going to be a hold on the Bobcats. And it is. So that'll back up the Bobcats from, we'll see where they spot it after the spot of the foul. It'll be 1st and goal from just looking to see where they're going to spot this from the spot of the foul. Some conversation. Since we've had a couple of flags, good time to tell you about our officials for the evening. That is our referee Shane Smith with the call there. Our umpires Charlie Chastain, head linesman Dan Kamansky, side judge Joe Rogers, the line judge is Greg Lynch, field judge Nicholas Frescus, and the back judge Dwayne Bergman. Moves the ball back to the 12-yard line where it is 1st and goal again for the Bobcats after the penalty. Out of the shotgun, Burwald with Jamari Farrell set to his right. 4 wideouts for the Bobcats. Fakes it into Farrell. Nice pass. Oh, cannot hold on to it. Just a little bit behind his intended receiver. He was looking for I think that was Billy DeRocher, the tight end he was looking for on that play. It was, and it just a little bit behind Billy. Got through his hands, incomplete. Would have been 6 if Billy had been able to hold on to that. Just a little bit behind him. Nice throw, no connection. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 12 for Saddleback. 10:18 to go here in the first quarter. No score. San Diego Mesa here at Saddleback College on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Thanks again for joining us. Cool gray night, about 65 degrees at game time here in Mission Viejo. Chance of rain later. Burwald fakes, hands off, keeps it up the middle, straight up the gut, gets down to the 2-yard line on a quarterback keeper. Made a nice fake to Jamari Farrell, who ran left. Burwald found the hole straight up the gut and took it down to the 2, where it's 3rd and goal from the 2, and they're back where they started from before the hold. But now it's 3rd down and goal from the 2. Probably 4-down territory. But we'll see what the Bobcats can do here on 3rd and goal. Burwald's out of the pistol. Changing the play. Mike Ogus, the offensive coordinator, signaling a new set of signals. They hand it straight up the gut, and that's going nowhere against that big defensive line of San Diego Mesa. No gain on the play. They actually lost a couple of yards. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 4, and that'll bring on the field goal unit. And Connor Grace, who's 7 for 10 on field goals on the year, perfect on extra points. Good, solid, reliable kicker for the Bobcats. It'll be a 21-yard attempt to give Saddleback the lead here as we tick down under 9 minutes in the first quarter. Got the kick up and away, and it is good, so it's 3-0 Saddleback, 8:57 to go here in the first quarter. Saddleback 3, visiting San Diego Mesa nothing. We'll be back here for the kickoff in just a moment. Three nothing Saddleback here. 8:57 to go, first quarter. Saddleback set to kick off. Connor Grace, after nailing the 21-yard field goal, kicks off. First kickoff out of bounds, again out of bounds. It'll be another flag. Connor Grace, back-to-back kickoffs out of bounds, one to start the game and one after he made the 21-yard field goal. So once again, San Diego Mesa will take over at the 35 on the penalty. Good field position for Richard Colmenero III. He's a 6-foot freshman out of San Diego St. Augustine High School. Again, has played the last couple of games, started and played the games because Gunnar Gray's wrist injury suffered after the 3rd week of the season. So it's been Colmenero for the last couple of games for the Olympians. Saddleback decimated by injuries on defense, as we mentioned earlier. Handoff straight ahead. Colmenero gave it to Josh Butler. Gain of about 1, 2nd and 9. Saddleback's defensive line, they're going to have to really step up tonight because of the no James McDonald in the secondary, no Mason Young. Nathan O'Rourke at linebacker is out tonight as well. It's going to be tough sledding defensively for the Bobcats. 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, Colmenero, 5 wideouts. Good pressure right there. Saddleback gets to him on the sack, coming straight up the middle quickly. That was Keegan Netherton, the sophomore defensive lineman from J. Sarah. Big sack for a loss of about 11 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 20 for San Diego Mesa. Colmenero could not get away. Keegan Netherton just came on a straight line, got off his block, and blitz came up right up the middle and got there. Little play fake inside, and the Bobcats knocked down the pass by Colmenero. Great job getting the hands up Netherton was there, and Hiram DeFreeze, Sarah Nittman, the leading tackler for the Bobcats, with James McDonald, who is out with injury, as we mentioned today. Sarah Nittman got his hands up on the defensive line, knocked down Coleman Arrow III's pass, and Saddleback has got back-to-back 3-and-outs defensively. San Diego Mesa forced to punt again. Donovan Warren, sophomore kicker out of Santa Cruz. Low liner again, but good distance. He got a lot of leg on it. It was a line drive kick, but that took a great bounce all the way down. They're going to spot it at the 9-yard line, Saddleback's 9-yard line. So that is a 71-yard punt. That is a big kick by Donovan Warren right there. Just drilled it, got a good line drive kick, a good bounce, but it probably carried a good 50 yards in the air. Nothing Saddleback could do back in. Daniel Stokes back to try to return it. Had no chance at keeping that one from bouncing all the way down to, we're going to call it the 9. 1st and 10 for Saddleback. Brandon Burwald with Jamari Farrell. Little play fake inside. They throw a little inside flanker screen. Is that Daniel Stokes? It's ruled incomplete. It was Daniel Stokes intended for. Took a short hop into Daniel, and it will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 9-yard line. Little anxious there. Burwald had a little bit more time, and Daniel Stokes was open in that little slot screen, but he just got a little anxious and threw it into the turf. 2nd and 10 out of the pistol with Jamari Farrell. Burwald fakes, keeps it again, on the move. He's mobile. He's got good feet. He makes a nice gain out to about the 14 to give the Bobcats some breathing room. Gain of about 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for Saddleback from their own 14-yard line. Again, the Bobcats moving quickly. Simeon Martin, one of 3 wide receivers on the left with Kane Metz-Terrell. Jamari Farrell in the backfield. There's that pass rush of San Diego Mesas that we've been talking about. They've got 15 sacks on the season as a team, 9 from Ezra Christensen, the 270-pound defensive end. They forced the incompletion there, so it's 3 and out for the Bobcats, and they're going to have to punt from fairly deep in their territory. Brandon Biller has been punting for the Bobcats in recent weeks after Dylan Widner had punted the first few games of the season. He gets it off high, fair catch, caught at the 48-yard line in Saddleback territory. About a 34-yard kick out to the 48-yard line, and San Diego Mesa will take over, trailing 3-0 with 6:41 to go here in the first quarter. I am Mark Spinn. Thanks for joining us here on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network live stream of this Southern California Football Association National Division Southern League opener between San Diego Mesa and the Saddleback Bobcats. Comanero, a little play fake inside to Butler, throws a quick screen outside. It's nicely defended there by Saddleback for no gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 at the Saddleback 48. Short pass. J.C. Hunter got over there to make the tackle, made the stop, read it perfectly. No gain. 2nd and 10, 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 Saddleback. Coleman Arrow III trying to get something going. Get some rhythm going for San Diego Mesa. Little handoff inside. Gain of about 3. It's going to bring up 3rd, call it 8. 3rd and 8. You only got about 2 on that. Third and 8. Coleman Arrow III out of the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Good pressure again by the Bobcats. They're chasing him down. He's just going to have to throw it out of bounds. There was no receiver in the area. We'll see if a flag comes in. Well, he got outside the pocket and got it past the line of scrimmage, so no grounding. Great pressure again by Saddleback. Brings up a 4th down for San Diego Mesa. 3 consecutive possessions, the Bobcats defense has put Mesa off the field, 3 and out. Seen a lot of our punters so far this evening. Donovan Warren, after that 70-yard boot, this time he wants to kick one about 45 yards. Try and pin the Bobcats close to their goal line. Punt goes kind of a shank. I believe that was a different kicker. It was. Let me check that for you. They didn't use Warren on that one. They might have a short yardage specialist there. That was Martin Fontenot, a left-footed kicker who came in to try and pin him deep with a high floater, but kind of got it a little off the side of his foot, so Saddleback takes over at the 22. First down Bobcats, 5:07 to go here in the first quarter. Saddleback leads 3-0. Little bit of offensive rhythm early on for Brandon Burwald, the freshman, if you're just joining us, starting his first game for Saddleback in place of D'Artagnan Masio. Hands off straight up the middle to start the drive. Nice gain on the play. Let's see who the carrier was. I believe that was Jake Thomas on the carry. He got about 4, 2nd and 6. Burwald drops back to pass, now steps up. Tried to find Simeon Martin across the middle. It's incomplete. Nicely defended back there by San Diego Mesa in the secondary. Bradley. Had an illegal formation flag on the Bobcats on the play. Mesa takes the penalty, and that'll back it up 5 yards to bring up 2nd and about 11. Nope, San Diego Mesa has declined the penalty, so now it's going to be 3rd down and a long 6 for Saddleback. 3rd and a long 6 for the Bobcats. 4:34 to go here in the first quarter. First quarter, it's 3-0 Saddleback. Burwald rolling left, chased again. There again, that Mesa pass rush. But Burwald's got good feet, breaking tackles down the left sideline. Gets all the way out to the 43-yard line. Big gain of 21 yards on 3rd and a long 6. And it's first down Saddleback on the feet of Brandon Burwald, the freshman out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. What a cool place to be from, White Bear Lake, Minnesota. As we mentioned, he attended Riverside City College last year, did not play for the Tigers, transferred here to Saddleback. He's a freshman, his first start. He's got 3 points on the board here in the first quarter for Saddleback. He led Saddleback to 19 points in the fourth quarter against Ventura last week in that loss. Hands off straight up the middle. Saddleback rotates a variety of running backs, including Jamari Farrell. That was Jake Thomas on the carry. He got about 2, call it 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Saddleback. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Still 3-0. Bobcats got a field goal from Brandon Grace, 21-yarder. Connor Grace. And there, it's tipped up and away. Ezra Christensen made a nice play on it. Knocks it down, incomplete, so that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 7 for Saddleback. That pass rush of San Diego Mesa's is prolific, and Saddleback is down an offensive lineman with Chris Amalfitano out with the concussion. So they're going to have to find a way to compensate and handle the pressure of San Diego Mesa front 3 and 4. That was Jaleel Jackson who had the knockaway right there, not Ezra Christensen. Jackson's got a couple of sacks on the year as well. So it's 3rd and a long 7 for Saddleback. The Bobcats will take time out to talk it over. Mike Ogus and Kerry Crabb going to talk to their freshman quarterback, see what they can dial up on 3rd and 7, and we will be right back here at Saddleback Stadium. 3:23 to go in the first quarter. Welcome back, folks. Saddleback on 3rd and 7, threw deep to Stokes down the right sideline, but it was incomplete, which brings up 4th and 7 for the Bobcats, and they'll have to punt it away from their own 45-yard line, leading 3-0 here, 3:17. A little bit of rain has started to fall here in Mission Viejo. Punts away by Brandon Biller. Taken there. Oh, nice hit down there at the 18-yard line by Saddleback special teamers. Cam Brown on the return for San Diego Mesa got hit hard by a Saddleback special teamer. Nice play there. But Olympians take over at their own 18-yard line. They trail 3-0. It has started to rain here at Saddleback College. The umbrellas are popping up here in the stands. They had forecasted some rain for tonight. And it's a significant drizzle. It's going to be a wet ball kind of situation. And here's Colmanero and the Olympians offense from their own 18. Nice play there by Saddleback. Chad Nushi got his hands up, the defensive lineman, the 6'2", 225 sophomore out of Carlsbad La Costa Canyon High School. Got his hands up to knock down another pass. That's the second pass that the Bobcats have knocked down from Colmanero III. Colmanero's 6 foot, so he's not especially small back there, but they're just doing a good job of getting their hands up. Brings up 2nd and 10. Colmanero under pressure from Nushi. Gets it downfield. Good coverage there. Oh, they're going to throw the flag, though. I can't say I agree. Both players were fighting for the ball, and they're going to get Saddleback's Kapina Gushikin. And they're going to get him for passing interference. I believe it was Kapina, number 2, on the coverage for Saddleback. Yeah, that's who they got. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for San Diego Mesa. Their first of the game, and it comes on a penalty. Moves the ball out to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, San Diego Mesa. 2:56 to go here in the first quarter. Saddleback 3, Mesa nothing in the drizzly conditions here. Just started raining at that last timeout. So the rain is coming down. It's not hard, but it's going to affect play for sure. It's picking up in intensity. It's definitely good. Oh, the snap comes out low on the ground. Josh Butler picks it up because it was well to the left of Colmanero III. There looks like there's more flags coming in on the play. We'll see what they call. There are flags down. Shane Smith tells us it was a blindside block, and that's a point of emphasis in collegiate football at all levels this year, that blindside block. They got Antoine Sullivan, the first-team all-conference wide receiver, for the penalty, so that'll take away the 15 yards that they got on the pass interference and make it 1st and 25. back at the 17-yard line for Mesa. A lot of work to do for Colmenero III and company. Out of the gun. Under pressure again. Saddleback with a good rush. He eludes two tacklers. Nushi comes over and makes him throw it away. Great pressure. You know, we talked about the pass rush that San Diego Mesa brought into this game with their 15 sacks as a team in 5 games, averaging 3 sacks a game, led by the defensive end Ezra Christensen with 9. But Saddleback's front 4 defensive pressure has been the more impressive thus far. They've really gotten to Colmenero frequently. Forced him into hurried throws, knocking down throws. They've sacked him. Doing a great job. 2nd and 25 now. Colmenero from his own 17-yard line. San Diego Mesa trying to get something going. They hand it off on a counter and immediately wrapped up on the outside. Saddleback doing a great job defensively. Jack St. Fleur with the tackle. Gain of maybe a yard. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 24, let's call it, from the 18-yard line. Tough situation for any team. Tough situation when you're the backup quarterback. But Colmenero has played the last 2 games and done a nice job. So it's just a matter of finding some rhythm, which Saddleback has not let them find at all. There's a motion false start before the snap. San Diego Mesa shoot itself in the foot again, backs it up 5 yards, so they'll have 3rd and 29 from their own 13-yard line. Minute 47 to go here in the first quarter with the rain still drizzling down. I'm not sure what you have in the playbook for 3rd and 29, but we'll see what Mesa goes with. They'll just hand it off straight up to the nice fake by Colmenero, but Saddleback read it well on the flat and did not let him get off the option pass after he made a nice fake up the middle to Josh Butler. And no gain. They stop Colmenero on a rushing attempt to bring up 4th and 29 from the 18-yard line. Another solid job by the Saddleback defense, forcing yet another punt. And we'll see who's back to punt this time for Mesa. They had Fontenot come in to try and be the short yardage specialist when they were on the plus side of the 50. This time, big return there. Simeon Martin. He's got blockers out in front. He's going to take it down the sideline. He's still going. He's going to take it all the way down to the 8-yard line. I'm sorry, folks, I lost the ball up in the rain. Beautiful return by Simeon Martin off the kick by Fontenot. It was Fontenot punting again. Got a good kick, but it was a line drive and returnable. And a big return by Saddleback brings it all the way down into 1st and goal at the 8-yard line of San Diego Mesa. Great position to put your freshman quarterback. To give him a 1st and goal. Simeon Martin's return was 54 yards to the San Diego 8. Caesar Coleman prevented the touchdown with the tackle. And here's Brandon Burwald out of the gun. Straight, fakes it to Thomas, rolling left, throws. Again, it goes through the fingers of the Saddleback receiver, tight end. That was Caleb Peterson on a little tight end out down by the goal line. The pass was there, a little low, but Caleb couldn't come up with it, so it brings up 2nd and goal for Saddleback from the 8. 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Under drizzly conditions at Saddleback Stadium, 3-0 Saddleback. Handoff straight up the middle. Jake Thomas takes it down to about they'll mark him just outside the 5. So it's going to be 3rd and goal Saddleback. They're going to mark it at the 6. We'll call it the 6, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter, I have a feeling, unless Kerry Crabb wants to try and rush one here quickly. But with 3rd and goal from the 6, you might want to bring your freshman quarterback over to talk about this one. Saddleback's at the line of scrimmage, clock ticking down. They did not get the play off. I didn't think that they would. That's the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter here at Saddleback Stadium, Saddleback doing a fine job defensively slowing down San Diego Mesa. 3-0 Saddleback. The Bobcats threatening to increase the lead as we go to the second quarter here at Saddleback Stadium. We'll be right back here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Welcome back, folks. So there's lightning in the area. Not only is the rain intensified, but there is lightning that just struck very close to the stadium. We could see it from here in the press box, and the officials have put us into a mandatory 30-minute weather delay to see if the system clears. It is expected to move out. It's moving through the area, so hopefully in 30 minutes we'll be able to come back to start the second quarter, and that's where we are. We've played one complete quarter. We're just getting ready to start quarter number 2 with Saddleback leading San Diego Mesa 3-0. They'll have it 3rd and goal at the 6, but there's a 30-minute weather delay before we start the second quarter. So go grab yourself something to eat, run some errands, come back in half an hour. We'll be here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Welcome back, folks. Quick update for you on the weather delay. As you can see, the teams have taken the field for a warm-up session, so we are getting closer to returning to football. The severe weather is clearing out of the area. The rain seems to have essentially stopped out on the field area at least, so hopefully we'll be in for clear conditions, or at least football-worthy conditions, for the remainder of the evening. We're just getting ready to start the second quarter. When we get back, it'll be 3rd and goal for Saddleback at the 6-yard line. To start the second quarter is 3-0 Saddleback as we go into the second quarter. I am Mark Spin, and we will be back with live game action as soon as they get ready to go, which should probably be another 10 minutes or so if they give them a standard warm-up period. So we'll get the players loose, and then we will get back to the action with Saddleback 3rd and goal from the 6 to start the second quarter. We'll be back here on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network. All right, welcome back, folks. We are ready to get back underway after the weather delay. It's 3rd and goal for Saddleback to start the second quarter. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Burwald scrambling. Got it easy into the end zone. Touchdown, Saddleback. Brandon Burwald on the scramble. Straight up the middle, 6 yards for the touchdown. Saddleback on the board again. That's the 4th touchdown that Brandon Burwald has helped engineer in the last, just over 2 quarters. He did the 4th quarter at Ventura last week where he led the Bobcats to 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter trying to come from behind after being inserted when they trailed 42-18 early in the 4th. And now, first play of the second quarter gets the Bobcats into the end zone. Connor Grace on for the extra point. It's up and good. He stays perfect on conversions on the year, and that makes it Saddleback 10, San Diego Mesa nothing. Just starting the second quarter after our weather delay, there was some pretty severe lightning in the area, and they had no choice but to pull the teams off the field. Fortunately, it seems like it has moved through the immediate area of Saddleback Stadium, and hopefully we will get through the rest of the game with no further weather delays. 10-0 Saddleback, just starting the second quarter, 14:54. Brandon Burwald, 6-yard run on 3rd and goal to start the second quarter. Good way to come out of a long weather delay here at Saddleback Stadium. The 1-4 Bobcats, who, as I mentioned earlier in the show, won the opening game of the season September 3rd here at Saddleback against Glendale for the program's 400th victory in the history of Saddleback football, dating back to 1968. And they're still looking for number 401, hoping to get that tonight against San Diego Mesa in the opening round of conference play. We're in SCFA National Division Southern League action, the first contest for both teams here, San Diego Mesa and Saddleback. 5 conference games, 4 left after this one. Connor Grace to kick off. He went out of bounds his first 2 kicks to give San Diego Mesa excellent field position. This time he hits the corner of the end zone as he was trying to do earlier, and that'll be a touchback. San Diego Mesa will take over on the touchback, and we'll see what the Olympians can come up with trailing 10-0. Richard Colmenero III at quarterback has been under pressure from Hiram DeFries, Sarah Nittman, Chad Nushi, Travis Arena. Saddleback doing a good job. Netherton's been in there pressuring as well. The Bobcats have gotten a good push on the defensive front. So far, Colmenero is only 1 for 7 passing. All right, 1st and 10 for the Olympians at the 25-yard line, just starting the second quarter. Handoff straight up the middle. There's a nice hole for Butler, and he's going to get about 11 yards and a first down. Josh Butler, the sophomore running back out of Poway High School, goes 11 yards for a first down out to the 36. First non-penalty first down for San Diego Mesa, and we're just into the second quarter. They'll hand it off to Butler again, and this time he is wrapped up quickly. Saddleback defensively comes. I'm checking the number there, folks. They've been running in and out a lot of players. That's Joseph Hall, the 6'4", 265-pound defensive lineman from Converse, Texas. Chased down Josh Butler from behind. Joseph Hall. Joseph Hall. Sorry about that, Joseph. For the loss, so it brings up 2nd and 13 for San Diego Mesa. Colmenero, straight drop, pressured again. Now he picks up and run. Flag comes in. He slides down. May have gotten a yard out of it, but there's probably going to be a hold against San Diego Mesa. That is the signal from Shane Smith, our official. And it'll be accepted by Saddleback, and that'll push him back to make it 2nd and about 22. We'll see where they spot it, where they mark it off from. We're back underway here at Saddleback Stadium after the weather delay that just happened right at the beginning of the second quarter. First play of the second quarter Brandon Burwald got the start at quarterback, and the freshman out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, scrambled 6 yards for the touchdown on 3rd and goal to make it 10-0 here for Saddleback, and it's 2nd and 23 now. Back at the 22-yard line. Colmenero out in the nice play defensively there. Saddleback got a good J.C. Hunter on the breakup right there. Excellent coverage by J.C. Hunter. That'll bring up 3rd and 23. San Diego Mesa was in a similar situation on their last possession where they just kept going backwards. Penalties, sacks, good defensive pressure. Saddleback doing the same thing here in San Diego Mesa's first possession of the second quarter. Colmenero rolling left. He's got a receiver downfield. Oh, it's knocked away nicely. Saddleback dropped back into coverage to prevent that from being a first down throw. Tried to drop it in over the top, but Saddleback got back defensively. Kyle Thomas, the defensive back out of Aliso Niguel High School, knocked that one down to prevent a good gain. And Colmenero and San Diego Mesa still looking for some kind of click on offense. So far, it's been thud. All right, back to punt, a revolving door of punters. Caught it on the run. Nice play there. Trying to pick up the number again, folks. Simeon Martin made a nice running catch coming up on the ball at about the 40-yard line and took it to midfield, and that's where the Bobcats will take the ball after about an 8 or 9 yard return by Martin to give them at midfield 1st and 10, leading 10-0 with 13:08 to go here in the first half. So Burwald is only 4 for 12 throwing for 53 yards, but he's got 6 rushes for 48 yards and the touchdown. Colmenero struggling 1 for 9 for San Diego Mesa. All right, Bobcats, Burwald out of the pistol. Fakes to Jamari Farrell, steps back, looking deep down the sideline. He was looking for Zachary Roebuck on the fly pattern down the right sideline. A little bit overthrown, incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 at midfield for Saddleback. So Brandon Burwald got the start. The 3rd starting quarterback Saddleback has used. We had a late penalty. I didn't see the flag. The defensive holding, 10-yard penalty against San Diego Mesa. I was spotting the number on Zachary Roebuck, so I missed the official's call. He threw the flag quickly and made the call. But it's a first down Saddleback regardless. All right, 1st and 10 Saddleback at the San Diego Mesa 40. Split backs now. Stokes in motion. Another bad snap. Farrell picks it up. There have been a few exchanges where the shotgun snap has gotten away from Burwald. A couple of times on him, a couple of times on the center. That one was just kind of a grounder to the left that Jamari Farrell picked up at Burwald's ankles and tried to make something out of nothing, but that nothing turned into an 8-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd and 18. Bobcats go backward after the bad snap. Farrell tried to get around the left end, but there was nowhere to go. Mesa doing a good job containing a broken play. Single back, Jamari Farrell. Another low snap. Burwald again had trouble handling it. Now he's going to have to pick it up and scramble, and he'll be wrapped up at the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd to about 14 for the Bobcats. More snap problems again there. That could be a wet football. The field is still pretty saturated. It's a gorgeous new turf field here at Saddleback College, but footballs get wet. They get hard to snap. There have been low liners at his ankles, and that one too was hard to handle. He did well to get the 6 yards out of it. So it's 3rd and long, 3rd and about 15. He's got the little screen pass, and they read it perfectly. San Diego Mesa was ready for that. He threw a little screen to Jamari Farrell, but the Olympians were all over that, and they will force a punt after Saddleback started with excellent field position at midfield. Now they're going to have to punt on 4th and about 16, a loss of 2 or 3 on that play. See who the Bobcats have back to punt. Brandon Biller. And his kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Biller's a freshman from El Toro, averaging about 35 yards per kick. He wanted a little less on that one as it got into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for San Diego Mesa at the 25-yard line, trailing 10-0, 11:04 to go here in the first half. San Diego Mesa at Saddleback here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Thank you for being patient during the weather delay. We're glad to be back underway. I am Mark Spin, and it's turned into a nice night for football out there, albeit on a wet field, but the rain seems to have stopped completely. So hopefully the conditions won't be too much of a factor going forward. All right, first down. They hand off straight up the middle. Daniel Latonka on the carry straight up the middle for San Diego Mesa. Got a good gain of about 7. Will bring up 2nd and 3 for San Diego Mesa. We mentioned earlier, Colmenero only 1 for 9 so far. They just can't get anything going offensively in terms of a passing game. Decent gain on the ground right there on first down to bring up 2nd and about 3. And there's motion on. And San Diego Mesa shoots itself in the foot with a illegal procedure penalty to back it up 5 yards, erasing much of Latonka's gain. So it'll be 2nd and 8 now from the 22-yard line. Colmenero brings him up to the line quickly. Single setback. It's Latonka again. Beautiful tackle by Netherton. Came over the edge to make the stop. Great play by Netherton. He had a big play earlier for tackle for loss, and he came in off the edge again. And that's Jack St. Fleur. Jack St. Fleur on that tackle. Jack St. Fleur off the edge there. So that brings up 3rd and 10. 2-yard loss. Jack St. Fleur with another tackle for loss. He had one earlier in the first quarter as well. 5 wides for San Diego Mesa. Colmenero takes the shotgun, rolling to his right, pressured again, throws downfield, makes a nice throw this time, complete. He's got good wideouts if he can get some time to get to him. And this time they get a first down out to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 on the pass to Anthony Gilpin, sophomore out of Lansing, Michigan, where his high school was also called the Olympians, just like San Diego Mesa. So Gilpin gets the catch, 2 for 10 now for Colmenero. Handoff on the outside, Saddleback, great penetration on Josh Butler. Knock him down for a 2-yard loss. It'll bring up 2nd and long for San Diego Mesa. They really just can't get anything going. Saddleback's defense has stepped up. Without James McDonald tonight, if you missed that earlier, he is out with a shoulder injury, their leading tackler for the Bobcats. Not playing tonight because of a shoulder injury. Nathan O'Rourke, strong linebacker with more than 20 tackles coming into the game, also out tonight because of illness. So they're depleted a little bit defensively. Another procedure penalty on San Diego Mesa will back it up 5 yards, and that's going to make it 2nd and about 17 now, taking it back to the 26-yard line. San Diego Mesa just out of sync everywhere, but Saddleback's defense has a lot to do with that right now. Even without Mason Young, James McDonald, Nathan O'Rourke, they're doing a great job of pressuring Colmenero, and Mesa just can't get anything going in the air. Now he's got time to throw this time. Now the pressure comes to him. He throws to the sideline. It's a little bit too high. He was going for Gilpin again over there on the right side. Would have been a first down, but it goes out of bounds, incomplete. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 17 for San Diego Mesa from their own 26-yard line. They've got to get out to about the 43. Colmenero, single setback. Josh Butler. Saddleback comes with pressure again, and down goes Colmenero. The pocket collapsed. So did Colmenero. It's a sack, kind of a team sack, because I think Colmenero may have slipped a little bit as he was trying to step up in the pocket. The turf is wet, but the pressure was there for Saddleback, and it really was something that he was going to get drilled if he didn't go down. Probably a smart move on his part if he didn't slip. But either way, it's a big loss. All the way back to the 18-yard line. Brings up 4th and 25. Sack, a loss of 8 yards on the sack. See who they credited the sack to. There were 3 Bobcat defenders pressuring. Chad Nushi was one of them. See who the official scorer. Checking the... Canius Vaughn. Canius Vaughn credited with the sack there. Punts off. It's a good one out to midfield. Simeon Martin breaking to the right. Now cuts back to the left. Now he cuts back to the sideline. Up the middle. Good return by Simeon Martin. He had a nice night so far returning the football on kicks. Big gain there. He brings it down to the 35-yard line of San Diego Mesa. Excellent plus side field position for the Bobcats to start this drive. They lead 10-0 with 7 minutes and 1 second to go here in the second quarter. Brandon Burwald, the freshman, his first start of the season, the 3rd starting quarterback that Kerry Crabb has gone to. He and Mike Ogus, who's the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach for Saddleback, electing to go with Burwald in place of D'Artagnan Masio tonight. Ryan Henderson is sidelined with an injury and not available. Burwald rolling now. He tried to hold on to it for too long. He's going to throw it away. He may get called for grounding on that, but there's going to be a hold on the... Yeah, there's a hold on the Bobcats. There's that pass rush of San Diego Mesa, and that was Ezra Christensen, the big defensive end that time, who got in and got in his face. Christensen's got 9 sacks on the season individually. San Diego Mesa with 15, averaging 3 a game. Coming into the night, again, San Diego Mesa 3-2 in non-conference play. Saddleback 1-4. This is the first game of conference play, National Division Southern League. Both teams hoping to snap losing streaks. San Diego Mesa had lost 2 in a row, Saddleback 4 in a row. Quick outside pass to Simeon Martin goes up for about 10 yards to get to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and about 10. We'll see where they spot it. Nice quick throw and catch. Burwald took his time on that one. He'd been throwing short arms into the turf earlier in the game. I think that's just excitement and nerves. Officially, it's 9 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 36. Bobcats need to get down to the 25 for a first down. 6.5 to go here in the second quarter. We're moving along after the weather delay here at Saddleback College. Burwald hands off to Jamari Farrow, breaks off tackle. Mesa does a nice job of stringing it out as Jamari tried to break that to the outside. Nothing doing there, and that's bringing up 3rd and 10 after a gain of about a yard. So Saddleback trying to get something going on the ground. They have not done much on the ground either. They've gotten some good scrambling, make something out of nothing plays, especially from Burwald, but overall the ground game has not been particularly effective. Burwald has not been particularly accurate, but they've come up with the plays when they've needed them on the drive and gotten some nice special teams play from Simeon Martin on kick returns to set up short fields. All right, 5:44 to go here in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 9 now. Burwald, single setback is Farrell. Rolling to his right, stops, throws, pitch and catch. Nice there. Yes, good catch there by Saddleback on the... It's a number I can't quite make out. Well, it was a nice catch and throw. Zachary Roebuck, thank you, folks. Sorry, it's hard to see a little bit sometimes up here, but I picked up that Zachary Roebuck split out wide to the right again after that first down catch. That's the key thing. It was a first down catch from nice throw from Burwald, who keeps it on the left end on the keeper. Now he breaks the tackle, gets all the way down to the 10-yard line. Nice run by the freshman out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. On the RPO, pulled it out and cut it around the left end and good gain of 15 yards and brings up 1st and 10 at the 11. They can get a first down at the 1, just outside the 1. So it's 1st and 10 for Saddleback after a nice 14-yard run by Brandon Burwald, trying to add to the 10-0 lead with 4.5 to go here in the first half. Burwald out of the gun. Hands it off to Jamari Farrell. He's got room on the left side. Jamari squirts through to the end zone. They're going to mark him just short. He was just short of the left pylon on the far side of the field. Nice cut to get around the end, but there's a flag down on Saddleback. Laundry on the field means erase the good play. Back the Bobcats up 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20 from about the 22-yard line with 4:26 to go here in the second quarter. 10-0 Saddleback. Defense really done the job for the Bobcats, and Brandon Burwald is making things happen with his feet more than his arms thus far, but he's 7 for 15 for 69 yards. His counterpart, Colmanero, 2 for 11 for only 13 yards. Saddleback's pass rush has been outstanding. San Diego Mesa, Burwald's been able to avoid it. Straight up the middle to Jamari Farrell. Nice gain down to about the 10-yard line. Will bring up 2nd and a long 7. Under 4 to go here in the second quarter. Saddleback trying to add to the 10-0 lead. They've slowed their tempo down a little bit. They came out going quick, no huddle, go, go, go. Now they're slowing it down just a little bit. Out of the pistol now. Farrell behind Burwald. He hands it off to him around the left end again. No, he kept it. Good fake. Throws into the end zone. It's incomplete. Nice fake from up here in the press box. I could not see that he had kept the ball, and he did, and he rolled right. He tried to throw into the end zone, but San Diego Mesa had good coverage dropping back. So now it's going to be 3rd and about 11. They need to get just inside the 2-yard line for a first down. So a first down is possible, but the Bobcats would like to get it into the end zone. Burwald steps into throw down the. It's broken up, and there's a flag that comes in on the coverage. Had one-on-one coverage into the slot. Simeon Martin were on a crossing pattern, knocked away, but they're going to get a defensive hold, I believe, on San Diego Mesa, which should give Saddleback a first down inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what the final. There's a. Yes. These old eyes picked that one up. I saw the grab of the jersey as Simeon Martin was cutting across towards the goal line, and it probably would have been a touchdown, so it was a smart play by San Diego Mesa. But it results in a 1st and goal situation for the Saddleback Bobcats at the 6-yard line with 3:27 to go here in the first half. 1st and goal. Ball's at the 6-yard line. So this is where they scored from on 3rd and goal to start the second quarter on a scramble by Burwald. But this time it's 1st and goal from the 6. Let's see what the Bobcats can do. They're out of the pistol again. Jamari Farrell, the setback. Burwald out of the gun. Hands it off again, left side. Farrell cuts back, and he's into the end zone this time. Jamari Farrell. They ran that play 3 times with pretty good success, and that time no penalties, no short of the goal line. He's in there for the touchdown. Saddleback. The Bobcats take a 16-0 lead with the extra point pending with 3:21 to go here in the first half. A nice drive, great field position set up by Simeon Martin's running kick return. Came up and brought the ball into San Diego Mesa territory. Quick drive down the field. Jamari Farrell did a nice job on the 6-yard touchdown run, bouncing to the outside. They had exploited that earlier. This time it got into the end zone, no flag. Connor Grace's extra point is up and good. He stays perfect on the year on conversions, and it's 17-0 Saddleback over San Diego Mesa. 3:21 to go here at Saddleback College in the first half. We'll be right back on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network. All right, getting ready for the kickoff. Saddleback up 17-0, 3:21 to play. Connor Grace kicked 2 out of bounds earlier in the game. Got the last one into the end zone for a touchback. He's set to put his leg into it. That one's high and short to the right-hand side. It's bobbled. Ball is loose. All sorts of a scramble going on. Mesa says they fell on it to keep it. We'll see what the officials say. Right there off of the Saddleback sideline. Kind of the high, short kick that time by Connor Grace. Mesa did a nice job of coming up to field it, but then it came loose. There are flags down now. There might have a late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct coming up on Saddleback. We'll see. The ball's loose on the ground. Oh, it's just laying right there. There were 3 players that had a chance at it, and Mesa fell on it. So after the play, we've got a personal foul. Yep, Bobcats called for a personal foul, a little extracurricular there. Little scrum for the loose ball. Sometimes that happens, but that'll give San Diego Mesa excellent starting field position, their best of the game, out to the 41-yard line. And their offense needs some kind of a boost because they're just got nothing going. 2 out of 11 for Colmenero thus far for only 13 yards. They're not getting much done on the ground either. Credit the Saddleback front 4 doing a great job of penetrating and stopping the off-tackle stuff. The ball has come loose again on the snap, and we'll see how they rule this one. And the Saddleback has recovered the fumble on the bad snap. The rain had just picked up again, folks. The rain has picked up a little bit in the last 5 minutes after we'd hoped it all cleared out. No lightning so far, knock on wood, but the ball's slippery and wet, and there was a problem with the center exchange. It came loose, and Saddleback fell on it. And the Bobcats missed their opportunity on the kickoff fumbled ball. Not even a play later, boom, it's Saddleback ball. The officials are still talking, but it should be Saddleback ball somewhere around the 42-yard line of San Diego Mesa with 3:12. And they get an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Timian Jackson. Timian Jackson, one of the top players for San Diego Mesa, returning first-team All-Southern League player last year, wide receiver, multi-talented, multi-purpose, all-purpose return yardage player, and a little frustrated there. The ball came loose, got an unsportsmanlike, was flagged for it. So now Saddleback is in golden opportunity time all the way down to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, 3:12 to go in the first half. Brandon Burwald out of the gun. Throw is deep. He's got one-on-one coverage. Oh, just out of the reach. A beautiful attempt to Simeon Martin. Simeon Martin is having a game, folks. He's getting open on almost every play where he's got one-on-one coverage. Burwald is looking to him. That one was just a little bit overthrown, just a little bit too much oomph by the young man from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. I think that's just a cool place to be from. White Bear Lake, Minnesota. You know, could you go up to somebody and say, where are you from? I'm from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. I would give that respect. I'd be scared. Brandon Burwald, 6'2" freshman, doing a nice job in his first start here at Saddleback. Little inconsistent at times. Saddleback will call timeout. A little confusion at the line of scrimmage. The numbers aren't all that impressive, but his feet have been quick. He's made pretty good decisions on his scrambling, thrown the ball away, hasn't done anything turnover-wise that would put the Bobcats in harm's way. So far, so good for the freshman in his first start. So we've got 3:05 to go here in the first half. Saddleback has got excellent field position after the fumble recovery on the botched snap, plus a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on San Diego Mesa, which has moved the ball down to the Mesa 27-yard line. Still 3:05 to go in the first half. Time is not an issue at all to get this into the end zone and take a big lead into halftime. Kerry Crabb would like nothing better. The Bobcats, as we've mentioned, won their season opener and now 4 in a row lost. Mesa won 3 in a row to start the season. Then Gunnar Gray, their star quarterback, went out with a wrist injury. They've lost their last 2. Richard Colmenero III has done a nice job, but not enough so far tonight. All right, we're back. Handoff straight up the middle. Saddleback runs it off tackle. Jordan Smith on the carry. Came from Eastern Illinois University out of Las Vegas Centennial High School. He's been picking up lately. He had 56 yards and a touchdown against Ventura in the last game on October 1st. Both teams had a bye last week. So Jordan Smith getting some action. He and Jake Thomas both spelling Jamari Farrell and doing a nice job. Here comes that pressure from San Diego Mesa, but Burwell is up to the challenge, rolls out, escapes it, gets all the way down to the 21-yard line. They'll mark him at the 22. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Bobcats with 2:18 to go here in the, it's 4th down now. Yep. Had the long pass to Simeon Martin incomplete, and then the off-tackle run by Smith, and that was 3rd down scramble. So it's going to be about a 39-yard attempt for Connor Grace. They'll put it down at the 29. San Diego Mesa will call timeout, try and ice him a little bit, also try and save some time for them, as we've got 2:20 to go here in the first half. Connor Grace has got plenty of leg. I've watched him warm up before games, and he can hit from 50+. No problem. They'll reset the clock to 2:08. And when we come out of the timeout here, Connor Grace will be set up from the left hash from about 39 yards. They'll put it down at the 29. As I said, distance should not be a problem, although in the wet conditions, the rain had started to come down. It's probably going to be intermittent all night for the rest of the night. There's a big weather system moving through this part of Southern California. You can see it there. The rain is coming down on the sidelines. The umbrellas are up in the stands. There were some brave souls over on the San Diego Mesa side who remained in the aluminum bleachers while the lightning was going on around them, which had us kind of shaking our heads. They did eventually take cover underneath the grandstand, but there was some serious cracking and thundering going on for a little while during the weather delay. But right now it's just rain. So Saddleback has changed its mind, and they're going to go for it. It's 4th and 4. They're not going to try and kick because of the weather conditions. They may just try and draw him offside here. Connor Grace has the leg to kick it from 5 yards further back, so trying to draw him off may not be the worst idea here. And, yeah, that's what the Bobcats were trying to do, try to get the first down by drawing him off on 4th and about 4.5. San Diego Mesa didn't flinch, so now we have timeout, no yards lost, and probably Connor Grace to set up for that 39-yard attempt from the left hash and extend the Saddleback lead to 17 from 17-0 to 20-0 with 2:08 to go here in the first half. It's been an interesting contrast with you expected San Diego Mesa's defensive line with their 15 sacks coming into the game to really put a lot of hideous pressure on Brendan Burwald, especially with some of the losses on the offensive line that the Bobcats have been dealing with in terms of injuries. Amalfitano tonight out, the 315-pound tackle with a concussion. But the protection has been good, and Burwald has got good feet, and he's escaped when he's needed to, and Saddleback is making it work. 17-0, and here comes the 39-yard attempt from the left hash by Connor Grace. 7 for 10 on the year for field goals. Distance should not be a problem for Connor. He got plenty of leg on it, and it's right down the pipe for 3 points for Saddleback, and they go up 20-0 here with 2:04. Connor Grace now 8 out of 11 on the year in field goals, and he had plenty of leg. That would have been good from 50 easily, even in these wet, drizzly conditions. It's not one of these Southern California beautiful autumn evenings for football. It's been kind of a cluster of rain and lightning and slippery conditions, and unlikely to get a lot better because the drizzle seems to want to linger. We can just hope that the lightning stays away and everybody's safe and we can play football. Be interested to see if they do a shortened halftime. Sometimes they'll do that after weather delays, where they'll do like a 5-minute halftime where the teams don't go to the locker rooms. They'll just go to an end zone and have a huddle up and then get back underway. But that remains to be seen. 2:04 to go still here in the second quarter. Connor Grace did a nice short pooch kick last time that almost resulted in the turnover, but then Saddleback got the ball right back on the botched snap by the Olympians because of the wet conditions. He's set to kick it off. This time he kicks it deep. It'll be taken at the 2-yard line. And the return goes out to about the 22 for San Diego Mesa. Again, trying to pick up the number through the drizzle. I think that was Timion Jackson on the return, one of their all-purpose stars. Great wide receiver. He and another penalty on San Diego Mesa. Kind of shooting themselves in the foot now with penalties. Let's see if I can get a stat on that for you. How many penalties? That would be the 11th penalty on San Diego Mesa here in the first half for 85 yards. So, yeah, when you've got your backup quarterback in there and you're struggling, shooting yourself in the foot with the penalties, backing yourself up to the 11, 12-yard line, not a good start. So it's 1st and 10 from the 11. Colmenero throwing deep down the right sideline. Saddleback's got great coverage. Great job by Saddleback. Nothing doing on the deep ball. Pressure. Colmenero got rid of it quickly to offset the pressure, but Lewis Blunt was back there in coverage, and he was closer to it than San Diego Mesa's receivers. So it brings up 2nd and 10. Mesa going quickly. This time they'll hand it off straight up the middle. Gain of a maybe 1, and that'll be 3rd and 9. From about the 12-yard line. We're down to 1.5 minutes to go. Clock is running here in the first half. Mesa taking their time here, trying not to let Saddleback get the ball in good field position with too much time left here in the first half. They're going to let this play clock run down. It's under 5 now. They're probably going to run it down to 1 and take the timeout, and that's what they do. Gary Watkins, second-year coach of San Diego Mesa. Good clock management there. 1:04 to go in the first half. 20-0 Saddleback. San Diego Mesa with 3rd and 9 from their own 12-yard line. And they brought in Junior Akatunde as a running back. They've tried Josh Butler. They've tried Daniel Latonka. They haven't been able to get anything going on the ground regardless of who they're handing it off to, and that's a credit to the Saddleback front 4 and linebacker core, which is doing a great job stepping up for the losses tonight of James McDonald out for the game with a shoulder injury suffered last week. Nathan O'Rourke, a linebacker, out with an illness. Mason Young has been out for a few games with an injury, so they've been a little bit shorthanded on defense, but everybody who's come in has done the job. And up front, Nushi and DeFries, Sarah Nittman have done an excellent job. Netherton, Jack St. Fleur. They hand it off straight up the middle, kind of a little counter play, and it's going to get out near the first down. Good push on the pile by Mesa to try to keep it moving, and they do get it. Saddleback looked like they had him stacked up about 2 yards short, but the good push by the San Diego Mesa Olympians from behind to push him over the first down. So it's first down at the 23 now with 55 seconds to go here in the first half. Colmenero chased, throws, little short pass. They're going to cut back nicely. Josh Butler, very nice play. Got the ball on the flat on a scramble. It was actually Latonka on the reception. So Saddleback got great pressure once again. Flushed Colmenero out of the pocket, but he found Latonka in the flat on the right-hand side. Latonka did a nice job cutting back across the field and got an 8-yard gain out of what looked like it could be a sack. So a timeout. There's 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. San Diego Mesa will take their last timeout. Neither team has a timeout left now here in the first half. So it'll be second and about 2 from the 32, 33. Yeah, about the 32 for San Diego Mesa, trying to get something on the board before the half. They trail 20-0. They haven't had anything to talk about offensively until that last couple of plays where they got a nice push up the middle to get to the first down to Latonka, and then Latonka again did a nice job on the getting open in the flat and then cutting back for an 8-yard gain when it looked like there might be another sack on Colmenero. So second and a long 2, Colmenero, straight back drop, pressured again. He throws it out there in the flat just to get rid of it. It was not going to turn out well for anybody. He was trying to get it to Anthony Gilpin, but the coverage was spot on by Saddleback, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2 with 24 seconds left. Good pressure again by the Saddleback front for Nushi. Got in, chasing Colmenero. He's going to be seeing 54 and DeFreeze, Sarah Nittman in his dreams because they've been in his face all day long. Sarah Nittman coming on the blitzes. Nushi just getting there from the defensive end position. 3rd and 2. Colmenero, again, steps up in the pocket. This time he just throws one up for grabs down the field. Great coverage there by Saddleback. No flags. The grid pressure leads to a high looping kind of throw-up jump ball kind of a thing. Good idea by Colmenero. Get it down the field because even if it isn't caught or if it's intercepted, it's not going to be a field position issue. That was Austin McKinney on the coverage for Saddleback. Good job there preventing anything resulting in dangerous territory for the Bobcats. McKinney's got 3 interceptions on the season. He's from Battle Creek, Michigan. You know what else is from Battle Creek, Michigan? Kellogg's. All right, another punt. Fontenot, the left footer. Fair caught there by Simeon Martin, and that's a nice fair catch in this weather surrounded by San Diego Mesa players. 7 seconds now left in the half. You would think that Burwald will just take a knee and we'll go to the halftime and we'll see if it's an abbreviated half or if they do a full regular halftime after the weather delay. It's 20-0. Saddleback leads visiting San Diego Mesa here at Saddleback College. This beautiful second-year stadium. What a gorgeous facility here on the campus of Saddleback College. They hosted CIF state title games in high school football last December here, and I imagine that's in the works for future dates as well. It really is just a gorgeous facility. The Bobcats take a knee, and that will do it for the first half, and we will see what they decide to do in terms of going to – they do look like they're heading to the locker rooms. We'll see what they put on the clock in terms of an abbreviated halftime or if they're going to give them the full time. But it is halftime, and at the half, it's Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa nothing here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. We'll be back with the second half in 20 minutes. Welcome back to Saddleback College here in Mission Viejo, where the rain has stopped, at least momentarily. We're at halftime where Saddleback leads visiting San Diego Mesa 20-0. The Bobcats behind freshman quarterback Brandon Burwald making his first start of the season. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been effective, and the Bobcats have been moving the ball, got some nice special teams plays from Simeon Martin, and we are just about ready for the second half kickoff. Bobcats won the toss in the first and deferred, so they'll receive. Take the ball with a 20-0 lead. I'll get through some of these halftime stats for you. The one that will really jump out is 21 yards passing for San Diego Mesa. Richard Colmenero has just been under pressure all night long from the Saddleback front four. Burwald is 7 for 17 for 69 yards. He's also run for a touchdown, scrambling, and just done a nice job with his feet avoiding a very good San Diego Mesa pass rush. There aren't a whole lot of offensive statistics to talk about, so we'll just kind of hit the highlights there. And here we go with the second half kick. San Diego Mesa puts it down. Stokes picks it up at the 6. Daniel Stokes for Saddleback. Cuts back up the right sideline. Breaks a tackle there, but gets out to the 27, 28-yard line. It'll be decent field position to start the second half for Saddleback. They'll mark it at the 27. Bobcats ball. We had a 30-minute, give or take, weather delay in the first half because of lightning in the area. There has been some severe weather that's rolled through Mission Viejo, and the teams went to the locker rooms. The rain stayed around for a while through the end of the first half. It has stopped now. Field is wet. That caused a turnover with a bad snap for Mesa. That led to a Saddleback touchdown late in the second quarter. But here we go. 1st and 10, Bobcats out of the gun. They hand it off straight to the right side. He breaks out to the right side. Jake Thomas saw nothing up the middle, did a nice job breaking out to the right side of the field, picked up 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3. Jake Thomas making something out of nothing. Freshman out of Santa Margarita High School. They give it off to Thomas again. Puts his head down, but that big front of San Diego Mesa does a nice job there, and actually either no gain on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. 3.5, 4 to go for the Bobcats to start the third quarter. Saddleback leads 20-0. Great defensive effort by the Bobcats in the first half, and good, solid playmaking by Brandon Burwald, the freshman making his first start at quarterback. Out of the shotgun, Thomas takes it now. They throw a quick flare out. Dangerous pass there. Almost stepped in front of for a potential pick 6, but the catch was made. It's going to be just short of the first down. I think he got it to Zach Roebuck, but it's going to be a little short of the first down. It's 4th and a yard. Kerry Crabb will elect to punt with a 20-0 lead. 13.5 to go here in the first half. I am Mark Spin. Thank you for joining us here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Glad to bring you this first conference game of the season for both teams in the Southern League of the National Division, SCFA. Biller's punt, kind of a wobbler, but it does the job. Down at the 35-yard line, no return. So it'll be first down for San Diego Mesa at the 35. And what is Gary Watkins going to have his Olympians do to get moving the football? Because they did not do any of that in the first half. They had 4 first downs, 2 of which came by penalty. So now it's up to the Bobcats to keep pressuring Mesa, and they hand it straight off the middle to Josh Butler. He's their top rusher out of Poway High School. Came in about 200 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, about 3.7 yards per carry. He gets about 2.5 there, 2nd and a long 7. Colmenero out of the gun. Looking right, little flare pass over there to Josh Butler. That's a nice play. It's worked well earlier with Daniel Latonka. Flat pass to the running back on the right side. Works again. Gain of about 10, and it's a first down out to the 47-yard line. San Diego Mesa finally showing some semblance of offensive rhythm on 2 successive plays where they had a little bit more crisper, More crisper? I don't think that's a word. They moved the ball more crisply. Handoff again to Butler. He goes off tackle, but Saddleback is there to wrap him up. Again, the front line of Saddleback preventing Mesa from getting any kind of yardage on the ground consistently. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Mesa going no huddle, trying to get something going, trailing 20-0 as we start the second half with 12 minutes to play. Now Colmenero looks back to the sideline. Again, that was Jack St. Fleur on the tackle again. Jack's been all over the place in the San Diego Mesa backfield. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be interference against the Bobcats. They're going to get first down on the penalty there. San Diego Mesa's receiver is down on the play. I'm trying to pick up the number. There's being attended to by the trainers. Let's take a quick break here, and we'll be back with just under 11:40 to play in the third quarter. Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa nothing. Antoine Sullivan, the shaken-up Olympian, but he appeared to be okay. Got off the field under his own power. Pass interference penalty was on Kapina Gushikin that gave San Diego Mesa the first down at the Saddleback 37-yard line. So on first down, the Olympians run it off tackle. They get about 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6 with 11:20 to go here in the third quarter. Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa nothing. 3-2, the Olympians on the year. Saddleback 1-4. That was Timion Jackson on the carry on kind of an end sweep on that last play. They handed off this time to Josh Butler, a little more traditionally off tackle to the running back and get nothing, which will bring up 3rd and 6. Again, stuffed. I think that was Chad Nushi in on the tackle along with DeFreeze Sarah Nitman out of Honolulu. Just a solid player, one of the leading tacklers on Saddleback's defensive front. He came into the game with 33 tackles, 6'1", 235-pound sophomore. All right, 3rd and 6. Big play here for San Diego Mesa. Big play in this game with a 20-0 Saddleback lead. They handed off straight up the middle, again trying to test Saddleback's run defense, and once again, they're not going to get much. You got a couple, and that's going to bring up 4th and 4, and of course they're going to be going for it. It's 4-down territory. You're down 20-0. You're at the Saddleback 31-yard line, so it's showtime here, folks. 4th and 4. Saddleback's defense doing the job. Keegan Netherton and Canius Vaughn had tackles on the last carry. Again, out of the gun, Daniel Latonka was dangerous out of the backfield on a couple of catches in the second quarter. Runs that little flare pattern again. There's a nice throw and catch right there. Colmenero was under good, solid pressure from the Bobcats once again, but this time he found Anthony Gilpin, who made a nice reaching behind him kind of a catch. It wasn't the easiest catch, but it was good for a first down. Gain of about 9. So it moves it down to the 23, 1st and 10 for San Diego Mesa. Fake to the middle, and they try to throw the little inside screen, trying to get the ball to Timion Martin. I can't blame him for that because he's an all-conference performer, one of the top all-purpose yards players in the Southern League of the National Division of the SCFA. So the pass is incomplete there. Gain to Gilpin, the play earlier, was 8 yards. So now it's 2nd and 10 from the 23. 9:20 to go here in the third quarter, 20-0 Saddleback. Mesa trying to get some points on the board. Saddleback's defense again pressuring and doing the job without James McDonald, their leading tackler, who's out with the shoulder injury. Colmenero had an open receiver there. Gilpin thought he was held going across. There's no flag down that I can see. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 23-yard line. Of course, it is 4-down territory, you got to believe, for San Diego Mesa, trailing by 3 scores. Richard Colmenero III, 6-foot freshman out of San Diego's St. Augustine High School, came on in week 4 after Gunnar Gray went out with a wrist injury. Gunner's in street clothes on the sideline. Not sure of his timetable. All right, 3rd and 10. Colmenero throws the sideline fade, and they're going to get Saddleback on interference, running him out of bounds. The flag comes in. They're going to, I don't know if it's going to be a hold or it's going to be interference, but J.C. Hunter on the coverage is going to get flagged for Saddleback, and that's going to give San Diego Mesa another first down by penalty. 3rd time this game that they've had that happen. They actually got Austin McKinney if they called number 3. They were both over there in coverage. Either way, it's a 1st and goal now for San Diego Mesa at the 8-yard line with 9:10 to go here in the third quarter. San Diego Mesa trying to get some points on the board, get back in this game. They trail 20-0. Hand off to Josh Butler, straight up the middle. Nice little gash run right there. Went off tackle on a counter. Finally got some forward press from the offensive line to create some room. And Butler took it down to about the 3, strong gain of about 5. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from just outside the 3-yard line. Mesa going quickly now. Colmenero pointing directions. He's got Butler to his right in the backfield. Out of the gun. They hand it off to Butler again, and this time it looks like he's got a nice push into the end zone. That should be touchdown from what we could see up here. It looks, yes, and now they've got it signaled. Had a good view of how that push just took him right into the end zone. Good aggressive blocking by the front line. The offensive line doing its job, finally kind of neutralizing Saddleback's push, and Josh Butler takes it in from about 3 yards out. Touchdown. Touchdown. San Diego Mesa trying to get back in this. 20-6 now. Mauricio Escudero in for the extra point. 19 for 19 on the season. And the kick is up and good, so it's now 20-7. San Diego Mesa makes a few plays on offense, takes advantage of a couple of Saddleback penalties, goes down the field and gets it in the end zone for their first points of the evening. So with 8:31 to go, Saddleback 20 here in the third quarter. San Diego Mesa 7. We'll be right back on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network. All right, we're back. Mesa getting ready to kick off to the Bobcats after that touchdown by Josh Butler. 20-7 now. Kick taken there by Jordan Smith. He breaks it up to the right sideline. Nice return out to the 33-yard line by Jordan Smith. Took it at about the 3-yard line, made a nice hard cut at about the 15, found a little alleyway to get up to the right sideline, up to about the 33-yard line. They'll mark it at the 32 officially. It'll be first down Bobcats. Let's see what Brandon Burwald and the Bobcats can do to answer San Diego Mesa's first offensive output of the evening. First time San Diego Mesa's offense looked like it could do anything. So here come the Bobcats, 1st and 10. They now move it to the 33. That's where I thought it was spotted. The linesman on the other side had it at the 32, but the chains are official at the 33, 1st and 10. Saddleback, 8:23 to go here in the third quarter. Bobcats 20, Olympians 7. Burwald out of the gun, Jamari Farrell to his right. Another kind of missed handoff, kind of a little bit of a bobbled snap, but Burwald does a great job breaking tackles, breaking from his left to his right, comes all the way back across the field, and on another busted play on kind of a bobbled shotgun snap where he looked like he wanted to hand it to Jamari Farrell. Jamari Farrell wasn't sure he was going to take it. The ball kind of bounced in Brandon's hands, and he cut back to his right side and went all the way back across the field and got a 10-yard gain for a first down at the 43. First down Bobcats on the scramble by Brandon Burwald. Again, it wasn't pretty picture-perfect football in terms of execution, but the young man from White Bear Lake, Minnesota's got good feet and has a good sense of when to take off and run with it. Now he's going to throw it deep down the sideline. He's looking for Roebuck. Ball sails out of bounds, incomplete. Zach had a step on him, but he could not get the ball to him. And Brandon's kind of shaking his head. I think he knew he had a chance for a deep completion there, but the ball sailed out of bounds. We had severe weather earlier in the day. We had a weather delay here from lightning for half an hour just at the start of the second quarter, just before we started the second quarter. So we're running a little late, but we are in the third quarter with 7.5 to play. Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa 7. 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. Burwald fakes to Jamari Farrell. Now he throws it down the middle, and he underthrows it, and that's picked off. The ball was underthrown. I'm not sure if there was confusion on the route, but San Diego Mesa comes up with the turnover. See if we can get a number. No, yeah, defensive back there. Let me find who that was. Not one of their... Tyson Shields. Number 22, Tyson Shields. Listed as a wide receiver. He's a sophomore out of San Diego Morse. Was back there in coverage, and the ball a little underthrown. Had some more air on it. Might have been business for the Bobcats, but instead it's a turnover, and San Diego Mesa takes over on their own 44-yard line. 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. Olympians trying to keep something going. Quick pitch and catch. It'll be good for about 8.5, 9 yards. We'll see where they spot it. Give them forward progress. And it's going to be, they're going to say it's a first down. They're moving the chains. The linesman on the far sideline is telling the chains to move. They're just now getting the chains adjusted. But it is a first down out at the Saddleback 46-yard line. Gain of 10. Josh Butler on the carry. Straight up the middle. Now they're starting to get some yardage down the middle, something they could not do in the first half at all against the Saddleback defense. Getting a good push on the offensive line now, and that's a gain of another 10 yards. Josh Butler up the middle for another first down at the Saddleback 36. They go quickly. They throw a little quick slant out to Timion Jackson, and that's what you should do because he's the most explosive player on the field for San Diego Mesa. Nice move down the sideline, tiptoes his way. They say he stepped out after an 8-yard gain. Still a nice pitch and catch, and you want to get Timion Jackson involved. He is a returning first-team all-conference wide receiver, and they're starting to find ways. They got it to him on a reverse earlier, and then they just got that quick hitch to him. Saddleback's defense bows up right there, stopping Josh Butler for no gain, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Olympians as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter with Saddleback leading 20-7. If you're just joining us, we had a 30-minute weather delay because of lightning at the end of the first quarter. But things seems to have settled down. There's been rain. The field is wet. Right now, the rain is holding off. It's just kind of a sloppy, wet AstroTurf field. Daniel Latonka off tackles the right side, and he gets a gain of about 6, and that'll be another first down for San Diego Mesa, moving the ball well on this drive. The last 2 drives, they're down to the Saddleback 23-yard line. Another first down. Daniel Latonka running hard off tackle. And it's 1st and 10 at the 23. The quick hitting stuff seems to be the answer for San Diego Mesa, at least thus far in the second half. Again, they hand it off on a slash off tackle, this time going left, and that's where they haven't had quite as much success. And Latonka's dropped for no gain. A couple players down on the field. big offensive lineman for San Diego Mesa had a collision with one of the Bobcats. Christopher Gonzalez, 6'5", 340, the lineman for San Diego Mesa. Any collision with him is going to hurt. And I think that's Gonzalez a little shaken up from the collision, and one of the Bobcats is down on the field. I can't quite get the number. While they attend to him, we'll take a quick break here. You're watching Saddleback College and San Diego Mesa Community College Football on the SoCalCollegeSports.com and Coast Sports Network. All right, we're back. It was Samuel Mwamba, the 6'2", 255 defensive lineman for Saddleback, shaken up, walked off under his own power. That's like a 800-pound collision with him and Gonzalez, two large men who collided, but both looked to be okay. So, scramble there by Colmenero III. He slides. They'll mark him where he started the slide at the 19, and that's going to bring up third. That was a 2nd and 10 play. So now it's going to be 3rd and about 7. They give him 3 on the gain from the sliding point. San Diego Mesa trying to get another touchdown in to make this a one-score game. It's 20-7 Saddleback, 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. Olympians threatening at the Saddleback 19, 3rd and 7. Bad snap again. Then they get pressure. A nice little pitch out there. Nice job by Colmenero III to get to that snap, which was off his left hand. He got it out to Daniel Latonka. Latonka's been the man on the spot, Johnny on the spot on those scrambling, get it out of my hands type throws, and got, turned what could have been a bad sack into only a 1-yard loss. So now it's 4th and 8, and the Olympians go quickly, and they are, of course, going down 20-7. Tough night for, Escudero's got the range to kick a field goal from here, but that's not what Gary Watkins wants to do. So on 4th and 8, big play. Colmenero, plenty of time now, rolling to his left. Now he's flushed a little bit. He throws a lob down the sideline. Nice catch there on the sideline. Wide receiver went up to get that with beautiful feet down on the sideline. See who the catch was there. That's Bennett Walker, who came in from the defensive backside of things to make the catch here. Looks the replay. You'll see the Colmenero throws a nice touch pass up there where only Walker was going to get it. Beautiful job by our crew there on that replay. Fine job on the camera work. What direction? We've got it all here on the SoCalCollegeSports.com, Coast Sports Network. Handoff straight up the middle. Down to the 3. It's going to be 2nd and goal now from the 3 after that first down was a 1st and goal for San Diego Mesa. They've got something going here offensively. They've looked like a different team these last 2 possessions, because they were not doing well offensively earlier on. All right, that was Latonka down there. Latonka again, off tackle, hard running by Daniel. Puts his head down and tries to barrel into the end zone, but Saddleback stands him up and keeps him short. So it's going to be 3rd and goal just outside the 1. Latonka's 215-pounder out of Del Norte High School in San Diego. He leads the team with 5 touchdowns, so he's the guy they want to give the ball to down on the goal line. They've got Josh Butler in there now, set to Colmenero's left on 3rd and goal from just outside the 1. They hand it off to Josh Butler, and he's wrapped up immediately by Saddleback's defense. Penetration again by the Saddleback front 4. Tremendous job by Joseph Hall, who got in there from the weak side, fought off his block, and just stuffed Josh Butler, knocked him for almost a 3-yard loss. So now it's going to be 4th and goal from the 4. Saddleback trying to make the defensive stand. That was just a great defensive line play by the Saddleback Bobcats. They've been doing that all night. It really has been something good to see with James McDonald, their leading tackler, from the safety position out with a shoulder injury, and also Nathan O'Rourke, linebacker, out with illness. Fourth down, pressure again. They throws it into the end zone. Colmanero up for grabs. It's incomplete. Great job by Saddleback to get the pressure. Great job by the secondary to keep anyone from finding space in the end zone. Colmanero could only throw it up and hope. There was no way anybody was coming down with that. It is turned over on downs. First down, Bobcats at their own 4-yard line after the goal line stand. Tremendous pressure. 3 or 4 Bobcats penetrated, and Colmanero had to backpedal straight back and just couldn't do anything with it. All right, it's first down for the Bobcats at the 4. We'll see if we can get a replay on that for you after this play, just to show you the pressure Saddleback got up the gut. Handoff around the left side to Jamari Farrell. He gets it out of the danger zone up to about the 8-yard line. See if we can take a quick look at the play from fourth goal. Now, we don't have that one, folks, but you saw it. The pressure was there, and Colmanero had to drop back to almost his own 20-yard line, backpedaling to avoid it, and then just threw up a rainbow into the corner that was incomplete. Great coverage by Saddleback secondary. Great pressure by the front 4 and linebackers. 2nd and 7 now for Saddleback from their own 7-yard line. Burwald out of the gun. Farrell to his right. DeRocher in motion around the line of scrimmage. Handed off straight up the middle to Jamari, and he fights his way up to the 12, 13, 14. The big push, and he's going to get all the way out to the 20, almost the 20-yard line, to the 18. What a push by the Bobcats offensive line behind the strong legs of Jamari Farrell, who just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And the next thing you know, he's got a gain of about 12 and a first down for Saddleback out at the 18-yard line to get them out of a hole. Tremendous play by Saddleback, because it's legal to do that, folks. You know, that's the thing. You can do that these days. You can push your own teammate from behind and push the pile. Jamari stumbles and trips right there on the handoff in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12. 11 yards officially on that last carry for Farrell when he got the first down. Just a tremendous job by Saddleback to keep pushing the young man up the field, and Jamari just doing a great job keeping his legs moving, and that'll end the third quarter. So we played 3 quarters here at Saddleback College, and at the end of 3, it's Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa 7. You are watching SCFA football on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. All right, we are back here at the start of the fourth quarter. 20-7, Saddleback with the lead. Got a 2nd and 12 after a little stumble by Jamari Farrell on the last play. Burwald looking deep, and he's got a receiver wide open down the deep middle of the field. Trying to pick out the number on that great throw. Is that Kane Metz-Terrell? I'm trying to find the number, folks. It looks like it's... No, that was 89, not 88. Saddleback running with different receivers. Yeah. apologize, folks. It's tough to pick up the numbers up here in the press box sometimes, and they've brought in some. That's Samari Chandler, a freshman out of La Habra, who made that big catch. Beautiful throw by Burwald, his best ball of the evening, deep down the middle. Chandler was running wide open. That's number 89. I thought originally it was Kane Metz-Terrell. Here's the replay on it. Look at him running deep, and the ball just a little underthrown, but still a nice throw under these conditions. If he'd let him a little bit, it might have been 6 points, but still a great throw. Nice catch by the wide receiver, Chandler, the freshman. So now it's 2nd and 5 for Saddleback after the gain of 5 on first down. The 49-yard gain to Samari Chandler just in the game for the Bobcats, seeing action. Burwald looking deep down the right side. Looking for Metz-Terrell over there. There's number 88 on the split on the far right side. So that was intended for Kane Metz-Terrell. Incomplete. It's bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bobcats. Another decent ball by Brandon Burwald. Got some good air on it, and it was one-on-one coverage, and he put it where only one guy was going to catch it, and that was going to be Metz-Terrell. But it's incomplete, so that brings up 3rd and 5. Saddleback at the San Diego Mesa 30-yard line. They lead 20-7. We've got 13:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. Out of the gun, Jamari Farrell to his right. Chandler down here, split wide left. Good penetration. There's that San Diego Mesa pass rush sack machine that we talked about earlier in the game. They came into the game with 15 sacks as a team. I think that was Jaleel Jackson who came in to get the sack. I'll check the official scoring on that to make sure we give credit where credit is due. And that brings up 4th down and about 11 for the Bobcats. And they're going to bring out Connor Grace. And this is 53 yards, but I've watched him in warm-ups a couple of times, and he's got the leg for this. You know, whether or not it comes down low and is blockable, but he's got the leg to get it there, so we'll see. Connor Grace from 53. Again, the leg looks good, just short. That time he didn't quite get enough on it. I think the heavy air from the rain probably affected that. Just was a little left short of the crossbar. Probably needed another 4 or 5 yards to be realistic. So maybe 50 would be his good range tonight on a good solid strike. I don't know if he got all of that, but it was close, but it's no good. And the biggest point about all this is San Diego Mesa gets the ball at the 36-yard line with a chance to come back and make this a one-score game again with 12:48 to go in the fourth quarter. San Diego Mesa trails 20-7, but here comes Coleman Arrow and company. They finally got clicking in their last couple of drives. The sack by San Diego Mesa was Jonathan Vega, not Jaleel Jackson a couple of plays ago. Just saw that on the official scoring. Vega with the sack that set up the long missed field goal. Off tackle run there by Josh Butler for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 for San Diego Mesa from their own 38-yard line. Coleman Arrow has got Butler to his right, out of the gun. 4 wide receivers. 3 split wide left. Straight drop. Coleman Arrow flushed out again, rolling to his right. Got a man there on the right sideline. Nice pitch and catch to Deshaun Owens. Owens gets a gain of about 15, and that's a first down for San Diego Mesa. Moves the ball into Saddleback territory to the 48-yard line of Saddleback. They're into Bobcats territory. Good pressure again, but Coleman Arrow rolled out nicely and threw a strike to Deshaun Owens, who made a nice job of coming back to the ball. 1st and 10. They hand it off to Josh Butler, but he's corralled right there at the line of scrimmage. That's a nice job. Chad Nushi. Nice tackle there on the front line. That was also Angelo Sulianoa. So the Bobcats are using a lot of people. They've been shorthanded because of the injuries and illnesses on some of their top defensive players, but everybody's stepping in, doing a job, and Josh Butler got nothing. 2nd and 10, Mesa. Coleman Arrow steps up nicely there and throws. He had a receiver, but he had to put it in a perfect position, and he did not. It was a nice try, but it was a little bit out of the reach of Walker, who was split out wide left. It's on the far side of the field. I couldn't quite get the number, but I thought it was Walker. But either way, it's incomplete, and that brings up 3rd down and 10. Suddenly the drive possibly stalling out after a couple of quick plays got San Diego Mesa into Saddleback territory. 11:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mesa trying to make it a one-score game. Colmenero has got time. Now he's flushed again. This time he's flushed left. Sulianoa. Now it's picked off. Daniel Stokes with a beautiful interception down the sidelines. Is that Stokes or number 3? Is that McKinney? Numbers are hard to see. They're black on the gold. It's number 2. I got to look all the way back on my roster. Oh, Kapena Gushikin, who got called for a pass interference penalty on the last drive when Mesa scored, makes up for it with a beautiful step in front interception. Played it perfectly. Perfect coverage. There's a change of possession, quick turnover. Gushikin out of Kamehameha High School in Hawaii, a 5'11 sophomore defensive back, does a great job stepping in front of that one. Colmenero, I don't think, ever saw him. And Kapena Gushikin comes up with the interception. He's got 4 breakups on passes on the year, and there's his interception. It couldn't have come at a better time. Nice little dump off there by Burwald. Crossing pattern. That's Zach Roebuck on the catch on the little crosser. Zach's a little slow getting, but he gets up off the field. Looks like he's okay. So only a gain of 1 on the quick crosser. San Diego Mesa did a nice job penetrating, blowing that play up quickly. Burwald had to get rid of it before he wanted to. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats at the San Diego Mesa 34-yard line. Burwald fakes it off to Jordan Smith. Now throws deep. He wanted, and then he's being held. Absolutely, he was being held. That was Chandler on the deep fly route. He'd been effective there earlier on the last possession, Samari Chandler, and he gets held going down the sideline by the San Diego Mesa defender, who probably did a good thing again to hold him, because otherwise Samari Chandler was going to break free for an easy touchdown. But that's going to be 10 yards and a first down for the Bobcats. Oh, they've got offsetting penalties. There was an ineligible man. Bobcats, offensive lineman, went downfield. So offsets the pass interference holding call on San Diego Mesa. So we replay the down. It's 2nd and 9, as if it never happened. All right, so 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats at the Mesa 33-yard line. 10:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bobcats up 20-7, looking to add to it. Burwald, nice start. Oh, good hard strike pass over to Stokes, who couldn't hold on to it. Maybe a wet ball, maybe just a little bit too hot. Burwald threw a fastball there on the out to Daniel Stokes, and Daniel's got his head like, yeah, I should have had that. But it's 3rd down now for the Bobcats, and let's see what they do from the 33-yard line. Again, we've seen Connor Grace had range that I would say would be just about 50 tonight, and this is about what it would be if they don't gain any yardage. So Kerry Crabb, wants to see first down yardage here, or at least get them closer for an easier field goal in these wet conditions. Out of the gun, Burwald, good time, stops, throws, and he throws underneath again. And this time, once again, it's picked off because he just underthrew the route. Somebody either ran the wrong route or he underthrew it. Either way, it's picked off nicely by Tyson Shields, his 2nd interception of the game. And that's a great play by Shields, reading the pattern, stepping in front of the throw. And Mesa will take over. Return came out to about the 31. They're going to mark it. Let's see where they put it, at the 28. Saddleback 28. So the Olympians stopped the Bobcats' drive that probably would have clinched the game if they could have put it in the end zone there. But now there's still hope for San Diego Mesa with 10 minutes to play, trailing 20-7. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 28 after the 2nd interception of the evening by Tyson Shields. Colmenero, straight back, long throw deep. There's Tim Timion Jackson is going to go the distance, folks. That's going to be 72 yards and the touchdown. Timion Jackson, one of the top players in the conference, shows why on the deep post, and the first perfect strike of the evening from Colmenero III results in a 72-yard touchdown for San Diego Mesa. And suddenly it's 20-13 with the extra point pending. 9:49 to play. Perfect throw, perfect pattern. They've been trying to get the ball to Timion Jackson, and now you know why. Came in averaging 11.8 yards per reception, and that one went for 72 and a touchdown. Escudero on the extra point, and he's good, and it's perfect for the season, and it's 20-14. Let's take a look at the replay here, folks. Timion Jackson out of the slot. There you see him on the right side. Throws. Perfect. I mean, just he kind of bobbled it, too. The throw was so on the money, but he was so wide open. He had time to bobble it. No Saddleback defender. Austin McKinney giving chase. J.C. Hunter giving chase, but there was just no way. Timion Jackson is one of the all-purpose leaders in the conference last year and showed his speed, had the ability to make the catch even after it bounced off his hands a little bit. Nice throw by Colmenero III. Definitely his best throw of the evening, and it results in a 72-yard touchdown bomb. And now it's a 20-13 game. Suddenly we've got drama here at Saddleback College, and it doesn't involve lightning. All right, that was lightning, I guess, yeah. No. They're asking me if I saw any more lightning. No. I saw lightning on the field right there with the 72-yard touchdown score. And Saddleback is going to have to try and mount a drive here and get some points because San Diego Mesa has started to find a way to move the ball. And getting the ball to Timion Jackson's a good way to do it. The ball kind of bounces around on the turf. It's picked up by Daniel Stokes, who takes it out to the 25-yard line. Oh, it's Jamari Farrell back there. It's usually Daniel Stokes on kick returns, but that's 8, not 5. Again, I apologize, folks. These numbers can be difficult to see. The stadium here at Saddleback is absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't been out here, it's 2 years old. We are up a ways here in the old press box, so it's not particularly easy to see sometimes. And on the far side of the field, I sometimes got to look at the monitor to see if I've got the right number. But all that aside, you can see it because of the great camera work, SoCalCollegeSports.com, the Coast Sports Network that you're getting here on the live stream. 1st and 10 Bobcats. Burwald hands it off straight up the middle. No, he kept it. He pulled it. Nice fake. Brandon's got a good sense on pulling and faking. Does a nice job on that RPO. And pulled it out and ran around the right hand, read the defensive end well, got outside and picked up about 6, almost 7, second and a short 4 for the Bobcats. Doing a nice job there, Burwald. Clock is moving at 9:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa 14, trying to come back from the 20-0 halftime deficit. There's a handoff around the left side. And I want to say that was Jake Thomas on the carry, number 19, and it was. So that's a first down for the Bobcats, and they needed that. They need to give their defense a little break, and they need to slow down the San Diego Mesa offensive momentum. A nice little 75-yard drive would do that for sure. Handoff again to Thomas. He battles his way off tackle for about 3. Good push by the offensive line. Nice recovery there, reaching and grabbing the ankles to trip him up after a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 for Saddleback from their own 38-yard line as the clock ticks down under 8.5. Now Burwald's got split backs. He's got Thomas and I believe that's Jamari Farrell to his right. And Burwald's going to keep it around the right end. Kind of Burwald, look at the feet on him making the play. That's just great effort on Brandon Burwald. Looked like for all the world that he was stopped for like a 3-yard loss, and instead he turned it into a 6-yard gain. And that's a huge play by the freshman because that was ugly from the start, and he made something pretty out of it Brandon Burwald doing a good job with his feet on a kind of a busted play back there with the two backs in the backfield. It's 3rd and 1. Jake Thomas around the end. He'll get the first down and more. Nice sweep right there by the freshman out of Santa Margarita High School. He's got a couple of nice runs on this drive. That's a first down for, well, the referees, there's a flag down. Looks like, yeah, there is a flag at the feet of the officials back at the 44-yard line. So we'll see if they're going to back up the Bobcats. It looks like it is. That's going to erase the first down, and that will bring up a 3rd and long situation depending on what the call is and when the infraction took place. Saddleback's best hope would be a dead ball after the play type thing where they may lose yardage, but they'd keep the first down. It's a long conversation. They're getting numbers and everything straight. So now Shane Smith explaining to Gary Watkins what his options are. I got to think if it involves making it 3rd and long, that's what's going to happen. Well, that's why there was so much discussion. 2 penalties on the Bobcats. There was a dead ball foul on Saddleback. Jamari Farrell gets an unsportsmanlike conduct personal foul after the hold during the run, so they'll lose 10 yards on the hold and then 15 yards on the unsportsmanlike, and that's going to make it 3rd and about 27. So going to be a tough get. 26 officially. Saddleback backed up all the way to their own 19-yard line. They've got to get out to the 45, so 26. 3rd and 26. What do you got in the book for this one? Mike Ogus, little flanker screen out there to the right to Jake Thomas. He breaks a tackle, gets it out to about the 26-yard line. Short gain, no damage done to San Diego Mesa. So the Bobcats are going to have to punt. Brandon Biller is going to need to get off a good one in the sloppy, wet field conditions and try and keep the Mesa offense back in their own territory. From the punting, the line of scrimmage is at 27. He's going to need to get about a 40-yarder off to keep Mesa from having outstanding field position, and even that's going to keep them up around the 40-yard line. Clock ticking down under 7 minutes now. There's the kick. Gets it away cleanly. Pretty good kick, end over end. Drives back to the 41-yard line. Saddleback special teams on Timion Jackson do a great job of stopping him after like a 4-yard return, which will give, however, San Diego Mesa excellent field position at the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line, but they've been moving the ball well these last few possessions, and they're down 20-14 with 6:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is time for Saddleback's defense to get that pressure like they were getting in the first half, or for San Diego Mesa to continue moving Colmenero out of the pocket, and he's been effective at hitting receivers with a little bit of a roll. They'll hand it off straight up the middle. Gain of about 1, not much there for San Diego Mesa on first down. Junior Akatunde on the carry. Akatunde still in the backfield to the left of Colmenero the third. Two-step drop, swings it out to Akatunde. Nice cut back to the right up the middle, and that'll be a first down for San Diego Mesa at the Saddleback 45-yard line. Mesa moving the ball. 6 minutes to play. Saddleback 20, San Diego Mesa 13. 20-0 Saddleback at the half. It was all Bobcats, even into the early part of the third quarter, but Mesa eventually found some rhythm offensively. They've been able to hold off the Saddleback defensive front line push and get first downs. And the long 72-yard touchdown pass to Timion Jackson, who gets this pass in the flat and makes a nice move, makes 2 nice moves, and gets all the way down to the 33-yard line. Good for 12 yards and another first down. He is one dangerous player. That's why San Diego Mesa has been focusing on getting the ball to him, which they did not do in the first half. Saddleback's defense and just opportunities. But here's another flag down. So this time the penalty is going to affect, let's see what the call is from, holding on San Diego Mesa. So they are hurt by a penalty just like the Bobcats were on their last drive. And that'll erase the 12-yard gain, and nice run by Timion Jackson. That was a pretty thing. So we'll move it back to the midfield line, and it's going to be first and 15, for San Diego Mesa at midfield. They need to get down to the Saddleback 35 for a first down. So it's 1st and 15 after the hold on the Olympians. 5:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. 20-14, Saddleback leads San Diego Mesa, 6-point game. Colmenero looks left, now throws a screen to the right, almost intercepted after it goes off the hands of Josh Butler. They tried to throw the middle screen, set up pretty well. Colmenero did a nice job of looking off the defense, but Saddleback stayed home on the weak side, and the tipped ball almost, as the replay, almost got into the Saddleback defender's hands for an interception. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 at midfield. San Diego Mesa shuttling players in. Saddleback's defense stands pat, no substitution. DeFries, Sarah Nittman calling signals. Now he shifts over to the left. Netherton, Jack St. Fleur. Pressure on Colmenero. There's another hold on San Diego Mesa, most likely. There's a pass incomplete, but that should be holding on the Olympians to move them back if Kerry Crabb decides to make it 2nd and 25. I believe that's what they're going to do, so that'll back it up to the San Diego Mesa 40-yard line, which will bring up 2nd and 25 with 4:58 to play. The Olympians have to get all the way down to the Saddleback 35 for a first down, but what they really need is that 7 points, touchdown plus conversion, as they trail by 6. Again, San Diego Mesa shuttling and a lot of fresh bodies. Coach Gary Watkins bringing in players 2 or 3 at a time. Bennett Walker comes back in. He had a really nice catch earlier in the third quarter, tiptoeing down around the 10-yard line, which set up San Diego Mesa. Colmenero got time this time, looking deep down the right sideline. Passes broken up, incomplete. Nice coverage there. It's intended for Deshaun Owens on the deep route. And one of Saddleback's many defensive backs who have been pressed into action with the injuries and so forth in the secondary. He's standing sideways to me, so I can't quite make out the number, but he did a great job defensively down the right side, breaking up that attempt. So it's going to be 3rd and 25. I believe that was Lewis Blunt. Lewis Blunt on the coverage there. Yes, all right. Pressure again. Colmenero stays in the pocket, throws a nice ball over to Timion Jackson, but it's going to go out of bounds, incomplete. He had maybe a step on defenders there, but there were 2 Saddleback defenders in coverage, and it would have had to have been a perfect pass yet again. And this time it's going to be 4th and 25, and Gary Watkins, with all 3 timeouts left and 4:43 to play here in the fourth quarter, elects to punt from the 40-yard line. Going to see if the defense can pin the Bobcats back and get a flip of the field. Now you got Donovan Warren coming on to punt. As I said, they've kind of did punter by committee tonight with Fontenot a couple of times. And this time Warren rolling to his right, kind of kicks a knuckler out of bounds, and that's kind of a shank almost. And I think that looks like one of my drives. That was a shank. That's out at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Saddleback. See where they mark it officially. They're going to put it right on the 45. So the Bobcats will have the ball just short of midfield after just a slippery, shanky punt. One of those ones that just came off the side of Warren's foot as he was rolling out to the right. The slippery conditions, 16 yards officially on the punt. So that's going to put Saddleback in great field position, 4:36. You would think that any points here would probably clinch the game for the Bobcats, but stranger things have happened. Here comes Brandon Burwald out of the shotgun, hands it off to Jake Thomas around the right side. San Diego Mesa's there, good penetration. They drop him for about a yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11 as the clock ticks down to under 4.5. Probably be under 4 by the time Saddleback runs their next play if Kerry Crabb continues to elect to milk the clock. So Metz Terrell split out wide to the left. Simeon Martin to the right. Stokes in the slot. Walker. Jake Thomas set to the right of Brandon Burwald out of the shotgun. 2nd and 11. They hand it off again to Thomas. He gets a couple back, but it's going to be a gain of 1 when they spot it officially. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 at the 45. Clock ticking under 3:40. You know, Saddleback wants to milk this, but they still need to move the ball as well. So don't worry too much about the clock. Worry about your offense. They are milking it here. Mesa's going to pin their ears back, and they've done a nice job of slowing down a lot of the big names for Mesa's defense, but Saddleback's offensive line just needs to find a way to give Burwald a little bit of time. He's scrambling right. He's going to have to pick it up and run with it. He does a nice job eluding tacklers to get a gain out of that, gain of about 7, but it brings up 4th and 3, and if you're Kerry Crabb, what do? First down could possibly make Mesa use all of its timeouts, and yeah, they're going to use one here. I think they got a punt in this situation. You're up 6 points. You can pin them back down deep in their territory. Your defense has been strong all game. Even though Mesa's offense has shown signs of life here in the second half, it still has not been a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination. So if Saddleback can get some of that pressure that they got for the first 2.5 quarters with San Diego Mesa in poor field position to start, this could work out well for Saddleback. San Diego Mesa, however, is going to put Timion Jackson back there to field the kick. He's going to come on in there, and he is one of the most dangerous return men in the conference. And let's see if they've got Timion back there or if they've got Antoine Sullivan back to return this kick. Either way, the Olympians fully expect the punt from Brandon Biller. Shouldn't be any funny business here. Big kick for the freshman at El Toro High School. Took over the punting duties a couple of games ago. Mesa comes straight up the middle. They had a good push, but Biller does a nice job getting it off and does a nice job of getting it down the field. It'll be down at the 13-yard line, no return. That was a pressure play by Brandon Biller. If you've never had a guy come running at you while you're getting ready to kick a football straight at you, it can be a nerve-wracking thing, but the freshman held his ground and got the kick out of there just in time, but there's another flag on the play, and they're going to get the Bobcats on an illegal formation. In punt formation, that's tough to do, so somebody was off the line that shouldn't have been, or vice versa, and now it's going to be a redo, and you give dangerous return men for San Diego Mesa a chance, and also they came close to blocking that last kick. So that's a bad break for Saddleback, another bad penalty in a tough situation. 2:39 to play. We replay 4th down. It makes it 4th and 8. Good snap. Oh, again, they had a chance to block that, but somehow Brandon Biller eluded the oncoming defender who peeled off just at the last minute. I think was afraid of maybe roughing, but put enough pressure on Biller, so that'll definitely give 20 yards of field position. They would have had it at the 13. Now they're up almost near the 29, so about 16 yards made up on that play by San Diego Mesa on the re-kick. They would have had it at the 13. Now they've got it at the 29, even without a return. So they got plus 16, and they've got it at their own 29 with 2:28 to play, 2 timeouts. They trail by 6, 20-14. Saddleback trying to hold on, snap a 4-game losing streak. San Diego Mesa trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Both teams looking to go 1-0 in the Southern Division to start conference play here in SCFA National Division. Colmenero out of the gun, 5 wide receivers. He's got Butler to his right. Now he's going to scramble, and he's got room up the middle. He slides. He'll get about 6 or 7. They'll mark it for a 7-yard gain at the 36. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Mesa. Colmenero had Josh Butler in the flat to the right. Didn't see him or just saw more yardage up the middle on the scramble, so away he went, and he got 6. So now he does a quick pitch and catch, and it's a first down. Out to the 46-yard line. Nice quick pass, catch on the in route. Mesa. Colmenero, back shoulder throw there. Are they going to rule it complete? They do. Great catch over there. That's Antoine Sullivan. He's been quiet this evening. Good coverage all night long, but the 6'3 sophomore out of Hemet San Jacinto comes up with a big catch in a big situation on the back shoulder throw down the left sideline. San Diego Mesa down to this Saddleback 37, first down with 1:26 to go here in the fourth quarter, clock moving. Colmenero throws the out pattern. Antoine Sullivan again makes the catch. Back-to-back catches by the all-conference receiver Antoine Sullivan, first-teamer along with Timion Jackson last season. Made a nice square-out route right there after the beautiful back shoulder catch on the previous play. And they're down to it's 2nd and 1 at the 28-yard line of Saddleback. 1:20 to go after he got out of bounds. No hurry now. Clock is stopped, and Mesa's got 2 timeouts. Saddleback has 3. Colmenero out of the gun, fakes it to Butler, throws again, one-on-one coverage down the sideline. Another great catch. Oh, my goodness. That was just something special right there. Did they call it a catch? No. They called a pass interference. The ref came in with his hands up over his head. I thought they had called it a good catch. No. All right, there's a 15-yard penalty and a first down. That was a nice one-on-one coverage. The coverage was good, maybe just a little bit too aggressive. Kapina Gushikin picked up the penalty. It's tough over there. He's guarding Antoine Sullivan. They got one-on-one coverage on Timion Jackson. It's tough. They're pressuring. They've got to get up on him and pressure the passer like they did for the first 2.5 quarters of the game. But San Diego Mesa has done a good job of protecting Colmenero, and when he's protected, he's finding receivers because he's got excellent receivers to throw to, and they've made that happen here in the last quarter and a half, and they're driving. 1:14 to go. First and 10 at the 14-yard line. Colmenero, again, one-on-one. Oh, that ball was tipped. Nice job by Saddleback to get the hands up, knock the ball down. They were trying to throw another back shoulder on the sideline. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10, 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Saddleback up by 6, trying to hang on. Defense did a nice job getting the hands up right there. All right. 2nd and 10 for Mesa at the Saddleback just inside the 14. We'll call it the 13. 2nd and 10. Oh, there's movement right there. Timeout before the penalty. Mesa got a break there. Tight end moved, but there was a timeout called by Gary Watkins from the sideline. Second-year head coach for San Diego Mesa called timeout before the penalty for illegal procedure. So that keeps it at 2nd and 10. We'll call it the 13. 1:10 to play. 20-14. Saddleback up by 6. Mesa, as the rain is drizzling down once again here at Saddleback Stadium. It's been kind of a misty, dreary, rainy second half, but at least we have not had the lightning that delayed us for a little bit more than 30 minutes back in the first half. Weather delay there slowed things down. Saddleback, that was right at the start of the second quarter, and Saddleback scored. Did not hurt their momentum, and they held a 20-0 lead at the end of the first half. The scoring in the second half has been all San Diego Mesa. highlighted by Timion Jackson's 72-yard touchdown reception on a perfect throw from Richard Colmenero III. That's a great quarterback name, too. And we got a quarterback from White Bear Lake, Minnesota for Saddleback, and a Richard Colmenero III for San Diego Mesa. Great players, great names, great locations. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Colmenero III, rolling left, pursued, throws back across the middle. It's incomplete. That's dangerous, as they always tell you, folks. Don't throw late across the middle when you're rolling the other way. He did. There was an alley, but there was nobody there, including a Mesa receiver. No Saddleback defenders. Kind of a smart throw to get rid of it by Colmenero. 3rd and 10 at the 13. 1:05 to play. Again, multiple substitutions coming for the Olympians. They're at the 13-yard line. They need the touchdown and extra point. They trail by 6. 1:05 to go. Saddleback's defense trying to make another stand. They made a goal line stand in the 3rd quarter. Throw down into the corner of the end zone, across the middle. It's a touchdown! Beautiful throw and catch. Deshaun Owens breaking open. Fake to the corner, came back across towards the goalpost. Beautiful throw down the seam by Colmenero. Look at the replay here. Just stepped up and gunned it. And there's Deshaun Owens to make the catch. Touchdown, his 2nd touchdown of the season. Deshaun Owens out of Poway High School. And now Escudero, who has not missed a conversion all season long, trying to give Mesa the lead, and does. So with a minute to play, beautiful throw by Richard Colmenero III to Deshaun Owens. Let's see if there's a flag on the conversion. There may be something. They may assess it on the kickoff. A little bit of woofing going on between the two teams down in the trenches. They may get Saddleback for an unsportsmanlike. Personal foul on the Bobcats. That's not going to help field position here going to the kickoff. But the Bobcats will have a chance to get the ball back with a minute to play, trailing by a point. It's now 21-20. San Diego Mesa has erased the 20-0 halftime deficit and come all the way back. 2 touchdown passes from Burwald in the 4th quarter. The 72-yard perfect post strike to Timion Jackson. And then Deshaun Owens on a beautiful pattern where he faked out to the far outside corner of the end zone and then cut back towards the goalpost, and the ball was just thrown on a line right to Deshaun Owens in perfect position where no one else was going to get it but him. And there he is cutting back towards the goalpost at the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Escudero added the extra point, and Escudero is now 20 for 20, I believe, on the year. He's perfect on extra points. So he drilled it under pressure. Lewis Blunt, there was nothing he could do in that situation for Saddleback. There's a great route and a great throw in a tough situation. Colmenero had a little bit of time, so credit the Mesa offensive line for slowing the Saddleback pass rush, which had been in Colmenero's face for most of the first 2.5 quarters. Here's the kick. They'll just drive it through the end zone, and Saddleback will take it at the 20. 1st and 10, minute to go. All 3 timeouts for the Bobcats. And, hey, if you're the freshman quarterback making your first start, this is what you want. This is where you want to be in clutch time. You want to show what you got. So Brandon Burwald making his first start, doing a nice job with his feet and occasionally with his arm as well. He's thrown a couple of bad interceptions, yes, but he's done a great job all the way around in terms of eluding tacklers and just making something out of nothing here and there. It's been an interesting development process, and who knows? I mean, Saddleback not only looking for its 401st win of the program's history since getting number 400 in the opening game, trying to find a quarterback. Maybe they have. Burwald, first down, throws out to DeRocher. Billy DeRocher, the tight end, makes the catch. Nice throw and catch there. Should be enough for, let's see what they give him. No, they're only about 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 at the 25, 55 seconds. DeRocher did get out of bounds. No timeout needed for the Bobcats. They go quickly. The clock is stopped. 2nd and 5. Burwald, straight drop. holding off the pressure well. Nice pass out there, wide open. Roebuck, beautiful throw. Zach Roebuck ran a great pattern on the outpost all the way to the sideline, and Brandon Burwald dropped it in perfectly. And Roebuck runs out of bounds at the 45-yard line of San Diego Mesa. 30-yard gain. 25-yard gain, first down, Saddleback at the Mesa 45, 49 seconds left, low snap, Burwald picks it up, throws again. DeRocher's going to get out of bounds in the same play that they ran on the other side of the field for about a 5-yard gain, so it'll be second and about 5 for the Bobcats at the San Diego Mesa 40, 44 seconds left. They give them 6 actually on the play, so it's at the 39. 44 seconds, 3 timeouts. Saddleback trails by a point. Another 10 yards, and you are in Connor Gray's field goal range for sure, even on a wet night. Burwald rolling left. Mesa pursuing. Burwald does a nice job and throws a strike down the sideline. That is an impressive pass, and Roebuck is quickly becoming his favorite receiver. What did they call? Do we have a replay on that? Oh, it came out of his hands. The ball dropped out of his hands. Couldn't see it because his body covered it, but Zach just couldn't hold on to the beautiful strike. It was a beautiful pass. Zach Roebuck, but hey, all right, so it's third down and about 4 now. Incomplete pass, 36 seconds, 3rd and 4. They throw the out the other way this time, and it's caught once again for the first down. Simeon Martin, nice throw by Burwald again, and Saddleback will call timeout with 25 seconds left after the first down, and they've moved to the 28-yard line, which would make it about a 46-yard field goal should they have to do it, and Connor Grace has got that kind of range even on a wet, heavy ball, kind of sloppy night, so we'll see what the Bobcats can do. I know they want to take it to the end zone or just get it down to a chip shot range, and they've got a first down, 2 timeouts. They've added a couple of seconds back on the clock, I believe. So Saddleback, 28 seconds now to play. Saddleback with the ball at the 28, coincidentally. So they have moved down from their own 25 to San Diego Mesa's 28 quickly. Starting with a minute left, it's taken them just over 30 seconds to move the ball 57 yards. And Burwald's big pass, about 30 yards to Roebuck, was the highlight. A 25-yard gain on that play was the big play of the drive. But Burwald's thrown a couple of ropes, and that last one is Simeon Martin for the first down on 3rd and 4. Saddleback uses his first time out, so now they're set to go again at 1st and 10 at the 28. 28 seconds left. Burwald looks to the sideline. He's got Metz Terrell and Roebuck in the slot to the left. Simeon Martin split wide to the right. Jamari Farrell in the backfield. No, that's Walker in the backfield block. And then for the play, what do we have? Nope, just looked like players had stopped for a second, but the play went over anyway, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's incomplete pass. I can tell you that's what happened. So it's 2nd and 10, and there's 22 seconds left on the clock. 24 seconds officially is what they've put on it now. So kind of a weird herky-jerky play. It looked like they had blown a whistle or something because it looked like folks stopped, but Burwald's pass just out of the pocket, past the line of scrimmage, no grounding, so that makes it 2nd and 10. With those 24 seconds. He's got one-on-one down the sideline, the back shoulder of his own, all the way down to the goal line, broken up. Nice coverage there by San Diego Mesa and Zach Roebuck that time. Roebuck's a little slow to get up. Zach's had a big night. He had a fly pattern down the sideline. Burwald put it up there for kind of a jump ball situation, but Mesa's defense was there. All right, it's 3rd and 10 now for the Bobcats. Again, it would be about a 46-yard field goal if they have to go that way, if it gets to be 4th down from this position. But you know Kerry Crabb, with those 2 timeouts, he's going to call one right here, now down to 1 timeout. But it's a good decision, 19 seconds left. It's 3rd and 10. You're in long field goal range, but you definitely need some yards. We'll see what he and Mike Ogus, the offensive coordinator, also the quarterback's coach for Saddleback, he's got to be pleased with the potential he sees in Burwald's mobility. He's got a ways to go on some of his throws and so forth, but he's a freshman, and that comes with seasoning and so forth. He's made some good decisions. He's made a couple of bad passes that were intercepted. You don't know if those were routes that broke off too soon or didn't break off soon enough, or he just underthrew them. All these kinds of mistakes, they tend to start not happening as much once you get a little bit more experience. And growing up here on the job, now he played almost all the fourth quarter last week at Ventura and led Saddleback Burwald did to 19 fourth quarter points in what was a 42-18 Ventura blowout. Had them kind of scratching their heads because it got to 42-37 with 15 seconds left, and Saddleback was an onside kick away from a try. All right, 3rd and 10. Burwald out of the gun, straight drops, got time. Flag comes in. It was a very, very short gain over there to Simeon Martin. Let's see what they're going to call. And that's a tough call right there. They get Jordan Smith for illegal motion, and that's going to back him up 5 yards. And now we're kind of at that range of Connor Grace where on a wet night he came up short from this distance. It would be 53 if they had to kick it, so they need to get a few more yards. They'd like to at least get back to where they were. Remains 3rd down, but the ball back to the 33-yard line. 14 seconds left. Saddleback does have a timeout, as does Mesa. So the Bobcats and Burwald, you got to think, would like to get about 10 yards here to set up an easier field goal, something inside of 45 for Connor Grace. Here comes, they throw it deep down the sideline. Daniel Stokes running, trying to get over there to the corner, but the ball is incomplete. Burwald did a nice job of getting rid of it, given that the pressure was on from that front line of San Diego Mesa. That defensive front is, it's starting to show why they've got 15 sacks on the year, although Burwald has done a good job of avoiding the big loss situation. It's 4th down now from the 33, so it'd be about a 51-yarder here. 51. I watched Connor Grace warm up. I watched him warm up a few weeks ago, and on a warmer night, I saw him hit in warm-ups a 58-yarder. That's in warm-ups, and nobody's rushing you and so forth, but I saw him make one from 58 yards, so he's got the leg. The air is heavy tonight. The ball's going to be a little wet probably, maybe a little slippery on the plant. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on a long field goal attempt, and on bad weather nights, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So the officials are doing their best to keep the ball dry. It's just one of those things where it just accumulates over the night from putting it down on the snap. It's picking up moisture off the turf, picking up moisture off the player's forearms and hands and so forth. The rain is kind of a mist at this point, but it's still a little bit, it's there, and it's going to make this kick a little bit more difficult. So they're going to try it. It's going to be 50. They're going to spot it right at the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a 50-yarder for Connor Grace. And he's got the leg to get it there, and he's got the accuracy. So we'll see if the Bobcats can pull one out of the hat. San Diego Mesa will ice him with their last time out. But we are down to 9 seconds to go and a 50-yard field goal to decide who's going to snap their losing streak. Will Saddlebacks end at 4 games, and they'll be 2-4 and 1-0 in the Southern League? Or will San Diego Mesa snap its 2-game skid, even its record at 3-3, and be 1-0 in the National Division Southern League of the Southern California Football Association? It's been a fun game here. Good, solid play on both sides at different points of the game. The defense for Saddleback was a standout through the first 2.5 quarters. Richard Colmanero and company got going later in the half. They found a way to get the ball to Timion Jackson, which was, a good thing for San Diego Mesa. Brandon Burwald has done an excellent job of managing the offense and picking up first downs, and he's put them in a position to get a win with a 50-yard field goal attempt from Connor Grace. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick has got the leg. Oh! It hits the top of the upright. Would have been good from 60 easily. Connor Grace just absolutely bombed the kick. Rocketed off his foot. The goalposts are still shaking from the force of that kick. It hit 3/4 the way up of the right upright, folks. See if we got a replay on that. There is a flag down. Excessive celebration. Yeah. Boom. Look at this kick. Yeah, it hit like 7/8 of the way up the top of that right upright. I mean, that was from 50 yards. So that would have easily been good from 60. That will, we're a knee away. San Diego Mesa just got to take a knee with 4 seconds left to win this game 21-20. And the Bobcats will be heartbroken. What a kick by Connor Grace. I mean, just to get that much leg and absolutely drill it. It just didn't hook back in. They were kicking it from the right hash, and it hit the top of the right upright. It needed a little bit more hook, like my 3 would. And there's the game right there as Colmenero takes a knee. And our final score from Saddleback College, Saddleback Stadium, the visiting San Diego Mesa Olympians overcome a slow start and a 20-0 halftime deficit and win here against the Saddleback Bobcats 21-20 after that last second 50-yard field goal by Connor Grace. The attempt hit the top of the right upright. What a heartbreaker for Saddleback, who falls to 1-5, 0-1 in the Southern League. San Diego Mesa improves to 3-3 overall. Richard Colmenero III gets his first win as a starting quarterback, and well-deserved. He made several great throws in the second half. Timion Jackson, electric in the second half for the Olympians. They're 3-3. They host San Bernardino Valley next week. Saddleback hosts Golden West here next Saturday night on homecoming for the Saddleback Bobcats. Our thanks to Dan Klaus, all the Saddleback sports information staff, Brad Hoyseth, everybody involved with Saddleback College Athletics and San Diego Mesa for their cooperation in this production from SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. From Saddleback Stadium, I am Mark Spinn. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on this weather-delayed game, but it was well worth the wait, I think. Final score again, San Diego Mesa 21, Saddleback 20. Good night from Mission Viejo.